Welcome to day 4 of ProBots. Welcome to ESChamp. Thank you for tuning in. We are halfway through our season, our last season of the year here, and we have some exciting matches lined up for you. We are moving back into our upper bracket today, so we are going to be knocking a few bots down into the lower bracket for next week's games, but we've got our poll up and ready to go. If you all want to vote who you think is going to win our first match, we're going to get Endersword in here in just a moment. But thank you all for being here. Thank you to our Crown Club for being so supportive and continuing to help us make such awesome seasons of ProBots. This has just been a great season so far, and I'm really excited for our games today. So let's get into it here on ESChamp's ProBots. Let's go. Welcome. We are here, everybody, for day 4. Endersword is super ready. He has his settings all set perfectly for the ultimate viewing experience of these games here. Are you ready?
I believe I am now. I built a new computer at the end of last week.
Oh, that's right. You got the new bits going.
Yeah. So moments before joining, I downloaded Discord. So it's beeping a lot. So if you hear random Discord beeps, it's that.
Awesome. Well, you got some nice new hardware, so hopefully everything will be running smooth today. You can get your VR set up back and running.
Yeah, excellent. Exactly.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket here. Thank you all again for tuning in. We have 4 best of 3s tonight to decide who will be moving on in the upper bracket. And as always, check out all the links in the description below. Check out our Crown Club. You get a lot of exclusive content. Tomorrow in PostBots, we'll actually be joined by Raph RR and Unusual, I am told. So the authors of MicroMachine. You can come and join in the Discord if you're in the Crown Club and listen in and type in the chat and stuff like that. So come hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun. Or you can watch the VOD of that on Saturday. But that is all for the Crown Club. All right, the bracket. It's coming. I can feel it. It's coming. I know who's up first. Do you know who's up first? It's Eris versus...
It is.
BenBot. There it is. This is going to be an epic matchup to start.
So Battle Cruiser.
Does?
It will be.
And he does. He actually
I think this will be a pretty interesting one.
He gets to Battle Cruiser pretty often, I'd say.
Yes. I think quite often. I think he's gone. I think it went from like an initial build where he really, really rushed directly to it, to having build kind of has interlude first to kind of more safely get there, but then still basically gets there. Mm-hmm. And BenBot's one of those survivor. Actually, what'll be interesting about this is they're both kind of like survivor bots, because Eris has that knack of being able to hold things off and kind of stall out to late game, and BenBot had to go on the offense but retreat into an extreme late game.
BenBot was our underdog a couple seasons ago. That
an interesting
BenBot has really grown over the past couple seasons too, so
yeah, just kind of
this should be an epic matchup.
There's more to it. Yeah, this is one that's gonna could somewhat easily the other way that BenBot could end up taking it and kind of upsetting things, which I think would throw everyone's bracket way off, but it is quite a possibility.
Sure. All right, well, we got some other matchups as well tonight. That is just our first one. We'll have MicroMachine going up against negativeZero. So these are all the bots that are like top of the bot AI Arena ladder, the AIArena.net ladder. And yeah, these are just going to be some crazy good games here. DominionDog versus Zoe will be after the break. And then, they took it away. I was still reading that. Ketroc versus VeTerran. That'll be a really nice closer. We could get an epically long TVT to finish things off here tonight. Oh, it's fine. No, you can keep. Yes. I don't want the bracket anymore. I'm done with it now. Done with it. We're moving on. Oh, is it just me, or is Endersword breaking up for anybody else? You keep lagging on my side, but I don't know. Yeah, I think you're lagging on the stream too.
Yeah, you kept cutting out for me too.
Yeah, I think it's on your end. I'm
pretty
pretty sure. So check your internet connection there or something.
It could be me.
All right. Well, hopefully it holds together. All right. Well, we've got our first matchup coming here.
It says
in 2 minutes. Oh, that's a lot of time, Endersword. What are we going to do for 2 minutes? What can we talk about here?
Well, we could talk about this
cat. That is a very pretty cat.
And how it's a pretty good cat, and that the win rate of the cat is very high. So we had mentioned like last week, I think we've got 3 bots now that are hovering at this like fairly high 2200 elo range, and Eris is one of them. So yeah, there's kind of 3 that really stand out above the rest, and an 84% win rate is quite strong in this tournament this time around. And I think it is something that we haven't been able to really see out of Eris yet is what the extreme late game is. Yeah. And it's mostly because people haven't been surviving to that point. But it feels like Eris has this like late game with like 8 bases and brood lords and infestors and everything that exists that we haven't really seen too much of. We've just seen him kind of turn that corner and go that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then BenBot, we have seen almost exclusively the late game of BenBot. It seems like every game he ends up lasting at least like 20 minutes, basically win or lose. Mm-hmm. So we see basically the plan seems to be to get to Battlecruiser fairly early, but then keep them all alive throughout the game until you hit a point that you have like 12 BCs and very little else, and you just kind of dominate.
When he does such a good job with the battle cruisers, just keeping, with the way he teleports behind the mineral line, he does a really good job keeping the other bot busy, and it just buys him time to be able to build up more battle cruisers and get his defense. He does that nice little bunker at the front too, right? Mm-hmm. The bot magnet or whatever.
Yeah. There's a few things that are designed well to keep him alive during it, and there always seems to be he's on the aggressive phase, but then people will get enough to repel 1 or 2 battle cruisers, and then it will seem like it's turning in that bot's favor. But the battle cruisers, while being repelled, are never dying. Yeah. And so they just accumulate, and then eventually he's just got a ton of them. And usually the bots don't seem to adapt well to there being like 10 or 12 of them. They're fine when there's one, and they start to be able to target it down. But once there's a critical mass, they can't deal with it. They can't focus fire and actually kill things. And it's usually almost like a random accident. We saw like last week, bot blinking onto it occasionally was able to take one out. But I think Zerg in particular might have trouble with that. Although I wonder if infestors are calibrated to take over the battle cruisers, fungal them, kind of use.
Oh man, that would be so cool. So I hope we get to that point in the game. Well, let's find out. Let's see if we can get into that late game. We've got our first best of 3 ready. Thank you all for tuning in again to day 4 of ESChamp's ProBots. Let's get into it. BenBot versus Eris. Let's go. Freezing up right now. Yeah.
Team Eris's.
Eris.
Blossiers.
BenBotBC. All right. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, we got a nice crowd in here tonight. We are here on Blackburn. We're already kicking things off with a spicy proxy build in the... Is that in the speed zone or slow zone? Wait, red is slow zone, right? Or no, wait. Red is... It's got to be speed zone. It'd be so dumb to build it in slow zone, right? Or does it not matter? I don't think it affects building speed either way.
I wonder if he even.
Oh, you're breaking up, Endersword. We're losing you.
But it would just. And I don't know if the fact.
Oh, you're there.
I don't know
We
if it
got you. You're
affects,
back.
Either though.
Oh, nope, he's gone again. All right, we'll try to get Endersword's audio fixed up here. He's freezing a little bit left and right. But yeah, so we'll see how this pans out. He does have the proxied barracks coming down, and Eris is scouting, but hasn't quite gotten to the proxy yet, I don't think. Yeah, it's just got the natural on the way. Pool is getting close to done. There you go. Are you working now? Maybe.
I hope so.
Hey, he comes and goes. He freezes and then he unfreezes. Anyway, it gets canceled. The bunker is no more. So this rush has been at least slowed down quite a bit. Oh, what are you doing? Run, Marine. Oh, maybe. Okay. No, I was going to say maybe he's going to kill it anyway, but he just stands and dies. All right, well, another Marine coming out. 2 queens on the way should put pretty good into this once they pop out. And even if he just gets a couple Zerglings, there's not a whole lot of pressure. It was just 1 proxied barracks. Meant to maybe deny a natural or something if he can get the bunker up. But in this case, he's just going to get a couple drones, which is, yeah, it's helpful. If he can maybe contain Eris onto 2 bases. Ooh, which is actually exactly what he's going to do. All right. I like how this is going. All right, the drones, 2. Ooh, a lot of drones coming down, and they're just going straight for the SCV. So the Marines are just having a heyday right now. It's just a shooting gallery. Queen will get into the fray here, and she's going to be able to push this away a little bit better. Oh, I guess the SCV, yeah, SCV did go down, so the bunker will not finish just yet. I don't know if he'll get it up at all. Ooh, 2 Marines die. But here comes some reinforcements.
It's the drone. Yeah, it's the drone lack of commitment here that's kind of putting him in danger, though. If the queen does fall, that's a problem, but he's losing so many workers by sending them out individually.
Yeah.
At this point, he doesn't need the bunker, but 2 SCVs are coming
anyway. Yeah, he's definitely going to get this bunker up, I think. But yeah, just having the single file of the drones was, so bad. You got to have, your clump and go for it. 22 drones. Yeah. BenBot with some very early pressure might have found a weak spot in Eris potentially. Eris does have the gold base though coming down. Ooh, if that can get established, that actually is a huge game changer. If Eris was stuck on 2 bases, this could be bad. But what?
Quite true. Well, it's down to does BenBot have the capacity to push forward, or is this intended to be a contain and he doesn't really even intend to end the game? In which case there's some room for Eris to catch up, but it's hard to see Eris catching up in time to stop the first BenBot like BC jump or something.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at the supplies 47 to 10. He's just got a couple lings that come out and die instantly. So as soon as a big army comes out, this should just end for BenBot here. But wow, really nice with the pressure. We'll see if Eris can maybe get the gold up. If BenBot just sits here for too long, Eris could crank out. Well, not with lings on the way, I guess.
Yeah, the thing is, he's not even making.
Oh, he's not even making drones anymore. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Game 1 will go to BenBotBC. Ooh.
Yeah, just going to make 6 lings
now, this is going to screw some people's brackets up because a lot of people have Eris just going straight to the win.
Yeah, we get half the people that have picked Eris to win the entire thing. So this definitely would be disruptive to folks if this can repeat.
Now it is. We were talking earlier on my bracket. I have BenBot and Eris. They were supposed to meet in the lower bracket with BenBot knocking out Eris.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I knew it was gonna happen. I just had it in the wrong place.
Right prediction, wrong spot.
Exactly. So close to perfect. But yeah, this will kill him and bring us to a game 2 here. Ooh, Eris needs to maybe get an earlier pool out or to see that maybe if he scouts the barracks just a little sooner, maybe he'll get that soon. I don't know. He had the pool on the way by the time he saw it, so.
Yeah, for sure. Different maps can make a difference. Being on the bottom of the ramp, maybe him having invested in going for that gold base makes a difference, and a few things like that. But yeah, we'll see. So a surprisingly quick one, as we were kind of saying that BenBot is usually a 20-minute game, but
we're gonna see Nero battle cruisers and things like
we've
that.
seen this bunker rush thing kind of work as a short-term contain, but it almost is not even in to win the game. It just kind of did here.
Well, most bots don't really single file their workers down into it like that. That really was, I think, just a little bit of Eris messing up, unfortunately.
Yeah. Will it screw anything up if I just try and reconnect to this?
Oh, did Eris?
Because for whatever reason.
Nah, try it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
During the game, when you're not on camera, I guess reset it. It's working better now. You're not cutting out as much now. It's gotten better. So
yeah, it's for whatever reason. I did like a speed test. Everything's normal, but when I look at the window on this, it's literally 1/100th, less than 1/100th of the speed that it told me. So something about this ninja call is not working well.
Yeah, maybe just we'll reload that. Okay, so I guess Eris did see the barracks with the Overlord, so we missed that.
Yeah.
Good call out, y'all. And bogey back. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Next match could be totally different here. Again, Eris tip top of the ladder right now, with fighting that out with a few other bots for that first place, but a very strong contender to take it all. And it was our season champ. What, 2 seasons ago was it?
Yes. Well,
right?
Or
last season.
Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, last season. Man, time flies. This has felt like already a long season. This is awesome. We've had an awesome season so far. We're only halfway through it. Good stuff. All right. Well, we've got game number 2 coming here. We're gonna see if Eris can turn things around, or if BenBot might bring a little bit of an upset and screw a lot of people's brackets up. Does anybody have BenBot taking Eris? I'm curious. I'll have to go through all the brackets and see.
Yeah, I want to peek too, but something tells me it's unlikely.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, game number 2 here. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Check out all the stuff below for all the links for making a new bot, for all that fun stuff. But let's hop into game 2 right now and see what happens.
Team Eris's.
Eris.
Blossiers.
BenBotBC. All right, here we go. Round 2 on Jagannatha. Never figured out how to say it. All right, well, let's see.
Feels a little further out. I mean, still the middle of the map, but feels maybe in travel distance a little further.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit farther out. But
now this should be in the green circle.
Ooh, he's actually gonna miss it.
It may work to his benefit that he misses it, because the last time didn't go well.
Yeah, it did kind of screw up. Yeah, I guess it does depend partially on the bunker placement. If it gets on the high ground, if it does, everyone's proposing here that it kind of got forced to the low ground because of something screwy happening. But it worked out great for BenBot. That was a phenomenal position. Even if the drones hadn't been throwing themselves, that really was a strong contain. And if BenBot had even gotten a whiff of that gold base, he could have easily sent some units up there to destroy it, while keeping Eris completely contained on 2 bases. So here we go, the drone pull to see if we can end this, and this is looking a lot better this time. Yeah, there's not really a low ground to get forced onto here.
Yeah, I think the ramp made the difference in the last one. Now the Marine is out, the drone's attacking in a more coordinated way.
Oh yeah, look at that. Synchronized drone attacks. Whew.
Yeah, that just looks a lot better. I think the ramp
Clean.
probably played into how that micro worked as well.
All right. Well, yeah, this is already spades better.
Yeah, we just got a way different game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and this is more what BenBot is kind of, again, this was never meant to end the game, really. Like you said, it's just meant to put on a little pressure, contain maybe, and then BenBot works on getting battle cruisers behind all this eventually. And yeah, as you can see, a second base already on the way for BenBot. And there's another bunker, actually. BenBot's going to continue with the pressure. No reaction out of Eris. Eris is just, okay, here come the drones. It's like nothing's moving towards it, but the Lings were smart. They wait for the drones to join them. That's really nice. Ooh, this could be trouble, though. The Lings are all dead. The SCV needs to get targeted here.
Yeah, the queen coming, though, here was the real key that he kind of dove in at the last second. And one queen will individually hold off, like, 6 Marines if they come in single file, right? So they'd be fine. Yeah, and I think the drones are even way too aggressive on this.
I don't know. It's doing a really good job at pushing this all back.
It's working. It's just also the thing that led it wrong. It's only working because it already worked.
That's true. That's true. If he didn't have the traction that he has now, like we would see a repeat of game 1. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, but here we go. The SCVs diving for it. Roaches are out and deny the SCVs. They dive for the bunker, but it will not go up. Yeah, I wasn't watching the Roach Swarm behind all this. So Eris, again, in just a phenomenal spot now. BenBot's actually stuck with this a little bit too long and needs to transition. He's got a factory coming, a bunker going down at home now by the looks of it. That's good. Okay. All right, things are going to stabilize. We might get our late game yet, Ender Sword.
Indeed, we may. We got now the defensive bunker here. This is kind of our bunker magnet. The positioning on this map actually is a little interesting. Usually, the bunker is placed in a way that it's between the natural and the third, which it kind of still is. But since the third is so forward, I don't think it will naturally attract the attention the same way that it usually does. So if we get to multiple bases, the third is still in the line of fire, and this bunker in the back is not going to help. But it may just be too late anyway, and it's possible that Eris is just going to kind of win with a small poke. But
the repair is good.
Repair's okay. Is he adding more to this is the key.
No, he's got more coming down, like the is that a Hydrodon? Yeah. No, that's the, I'm sorry, it's not a Hydrodon.
Yeah, there's a hive. Yeah,
or a hive.
They're not the hive.
A lair, yeah. We'll get there. My screen's a little fuzzy, so. No, yeah, he stopped. This is all the Ravagers, and 5 isn't enough to bust the bunker here unless the SCVs like move into their biles, which they kind of just did there. Oh no, don't stand there, Marine.
Oh, poor guy.
Eviscerated.
Poor guy.
So, all right, well, we're gonna have a stalemate, and it's in Eris's favor because BenBot has to waste money to repair. Oh, actually, he might not.
He's slowly making progress here because 2 of the SCVs are repairing, the rest are not. There comes the bunker break, and now I think he is going to break through. The Widowmine could still help him out, and there's a second one now.
Yeah, the SCVs just kind of gave up there. What happened?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. One of them just stopped.
Yeah, one was like behind the other 2.
Three had been going. It could have been okay.
Well, no, one other died. He had 5 originally. 5 SCVs, I think, were repairing originally, and it worked great. It was working great. Now he recognizes they're dead. All right, well, this actually, I think, just flip-flopped and is now a game for Eris. Yeah, he had that bunker held, had BenBot been given a little bit more time to get these tanks out, to maybe get some upgrades finished. Could have easily pushed back 5 Ravagers eventually,
Yeah, quite likely. Yeah, once the Marauders had gotten out, then it would have been harder, but one at a time is not really enough here. Also, only the Marauders seem to care about vials. The rest of the units didn't seem to avoid them.
Well, don't the bots, they can't detect the bile, right? I think that was just the Marauder.
Maybe. I think.
Or no, he moves.
They could tell where.
Oh, yeah, he can. Yeah, he can.
Yeah, they could tell something about it for sure.
Yeah, that Marine is dodging like a pro right now. Every bile that goes down on him, he almost walked back into that one, though.
The tank there just in a weird position of being out of range. But I think again the Ravagers know what that range is, and they're not going to go into it. Marauder here being weird.
Yeah, the Marauder's dodging the
Yeah.
thing too.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's dodging it for sure.
They disappear slightly before they land. Okay,
Mhm.
that's what it is.
Okay.
So you can. Okay, you can. I just remember I thought there was a point where they couldn't see the biles or something. Or you can't see stuff like fungals, right? Is that the thing you can't see? Because you can detect
Yeah, there was something about a delay. Like you could see, you couldn't tell anything that's projectile based. I think you can't exactly tell where they're going to hit with it.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Muta's now out. Yeah, this is that late game that Eris kind of works towards. Hydralisk Den about to finish up. Burrow on the way. So all these things that would have led to an epic late game.
Yeah.
If BenBot could just have held the 5 Ravagers there.
Yeah. So both these games so far have been a lot shorter than we would have anticipated.
Oh, there we go. The tank finally gets
okay.
the kills. All right,
But,
now land your base and keep mining there, BenBot. Let's go.
Where the mutas are all kind of individually doing their thing.
Hey, where's that barracks going? What is happening right now? I think BenBot just took a few too many blows to the head here in this game and is a little confused about what to do.
Fingerlings are streaming in here too.
Oh yeah, BenBot's beaten here.
Yeah, it definitely is, but it may be a period of time to get it cleaned up. He is continuing to tech up to Hydras, to other things. How many mutas are out on the map? There's only a few. He's repairing that CC back up. Yeah, it's fine now.
And now it can land. Excellent.
No.
Well, he's got a defense here. Let's see now if he can. This is like a campaign mission. It's like, all right, now hold the Zerg Swarm for 30 minutes on 2 bases.
Right.
Got 20 minutes to go. Let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't actually see the projectile itself. You see the target. And I think,
okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Moments before, like, the target or the bile actually lands, the little circle indicating it disappears, because then the graphic for the landing thing comes in.
Well, then can you just write a little something that says, oh, when you see this thing here, assume just don't go here for the next 3 seconds, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Surely that could.
It's only a split second too, I think.
Oh yeah, it's very small.
Like it's yeah, basically it's when the graphic covers where the dot would have been. The dot's not there anymore.
The tank holds under sword.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well here. But again, the mutas are kind of backdooring as well.
Wow, Eris is really just dragging this out a little bit. Could easily just group up a 200 army here or something and smash this. He's going to do it campaign style, little bits at a time here. And slowly increase the difficulty. As you can see, a Nidus Worm about to finish. Banelings, and I saw Dropper Lord finishing. Is he about to do Baneling drops?
That would be most
This
fun.
is incredible. He's like slowly scaling this up. Seeing if BenBot can hold it.
BenBot holding it till the Hyperion comes.
Yeah, right. Hold.
Makes it to the 20-minute mark. He wins.
We need Jim Raynor here ASAP. Or Matt, Matthew? What's his name? Who? Horner, Matthew Horner.
Matt Horner, yeah.
Matt Horner, yeah. He's the guy that does the thing. All right, well, the original tank is gone. The Nidus now coming in the main. This is epic. This is some epic late game play we're getting to see in the 13-minute mark a little bit. Because this would do really well. You know, assume BenBot's on 4 bases. There's constant attacks, and from 2 different areas. There's tanks holding. You get a Nidus up behind all that. Ooh, baby, that is the sweet stuff.
So I think he's broken it now, though. I think
you think?
I think
we're
finally good. Yeah.
It does seem like it, and it does seem like we will get that coveted ace match here. And let's see if BenBot's going to maybe need to switch things up. That proxy did not work out so hot this game.
This time. Yeah, not this time. And his little defensive position, when you've got a few Ravagers, they don't really care. It's hard to get rid of them. But again, if the SCVs, like I think if even one more was repairing, then it's just kind of infinite hold.
Oh yeah, for sure. It would have helped a lot.
Yeah,
would have helped a lot.
So
all right, Well, we're going to get game 3 loaded up here. Thank you all again for joining us. This is just our first series of the night. So get comfy, get ready. We've got some epic games. We're in our upper bracket today. Again, if you just joined, you can get a link to the bracket somewhere in there. We'll have more predictions coming up for our next series. Check out all the stuff in the links below. Check out our videos page if you're a new bot author and are interested in what you see. There's a great Discord, the AI Arena Discord. You can find it at aiarena.net, I believe.
Sounds right.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Good stuff. Man, I'm still learning C#, and once I figure it out, I'm gonna try to make a bot. I still don't. I don't know enough to make it functional. I don't think
it's too sharp. It's too sharp.
No, that's sharpened edge.
Just do it in Python.
We have a video for what?
For C#.
Oh, for C#. Oh, I thought it was in Java. Wasn't our? I thought, or no, not Java, or Python. I thought it was in Python. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that's right. Drake's saying we have a video for that. We have a Python video if you're interested in learning Python to make a bot. But yeah, C# is. I think Tier is in C#, right? And I think he's the only one.
Is he? I thought maybe one other was.
Maybe one other.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, people would know.
I do have some fun ideas for a bot. I've talked about them before. Some mass sentry shenanigans and
mass sentry. I think
like
is key to the whole game.
We'll see what
happens. You figure out the sentry, you figure out the world.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, game 3 to decide who will move on in the upper bracket and who will get knocked down to face. Oh, actually, who did? 13. They will face. Well, actually, I don't know because it doesn't say. Our numbers are wrong. Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, game 3 between these two. Let's find out who will move on right now.
Team Eris's.
Eris.
Blossiers.
BenBotBC. Oh yeah, whale mean is in C#.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, I figured it out. So the loser of this, we're getting the proxy again. He's putting it all on this. Loser will go down to face Dovahkiin in the lower round. One of our new bots is doing actually surprisingly well.
Yes.
I was very impressed by his play against GensiBot. But here we go, game 3, and we haven't talked at all until this point about updates. These bots have actually been updated for this round, in case you all were not aware.
Yes, they have been.
Do you want to know the updates? I've got them right here.
I do want to know the updates. What are the updates?
Pretty good. And we've got, it's like in a nice little box now for us. It looks really good. So BenBot has speed mining logic added. Again, that's just popped up in the last few seasons. If you're unfamiliar with the speed mining, we need to, have we made a video on that yet? I feel like we need to make a video on that. Drek, write that down. But the bots are really starting to implement. You can kind of see it here, actually. You can see it perfectly here. How the bot accelerates all the way to the hatchery to drop off the minerals, so you don't get a deceleration, which costs you money, essentially.
Yeah. Basically.
Might as well get that money faster, you know? But anyway, BenBot now has some half-speed mining logic. He's got 2 new Zerg build orders to try to beat an Eris. We've only seen one here, though, so maybe they all kind of fall off of this opening, though. You know, you could see this opening, and then he's got a build order behind it where it's something totally different or cheeky.
Yeah, I think that is possible, that this could just kind of be a throwaway opening, and it doesn't really matter. Now he's letting the Marine here kind of stand, so the drones haven't gone after it as they were before, but there is a roach warren coming behind it, so they don't really have to. And this SCV is not making a bumper.
He's waiting. He's waiting for the right time. There it is.
There we go. So this could still get up. Queen.
Oh,
He crossed- okay, he
sees the Marine. No
sees the
bunker. I
Marine.
think the bunker's the trigger, though, right? He
I
doesn't
think-
care if
yeah.
there's Marines out there. He's like, oh, whatever. I'll just kill you when you come onto my creep.
But with four roaches coming, that should be fine, especially if he then turns them into Ravagers. It's going to be a
Here's
matter
the single file, though.
Yeah. This could be, but I think he called off the drones last time once the roaches were there. Yeah, okay. And that's kind of is what he's doing. Okay, and a Ravager is being made. So I think he's going to be okay unless he really messes something up here. Even a second one is coming. So lost more there than he probably needed to, but yeah. But I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah. Well,
no,
nope. Loses the
he's
Ravager.
dancing close.
Yeah, just
Was
needs
it
to
just-
hold there and bile. That's it.
Yeah.
Just hold there and bile.
Yeah, this is what he needs to do. Because it doesn't really matter a lot if he's contained for a little while.
Yeah. BenBot's just now getting his orbital up, so it's not the hugest. Oh, careful, Roach! Don't do it.
This isn't great though. Yeah.
I think he wanted that SCV, maybe.
Yeah.
I think he was going for that. Eris did receive some updates as well. Actually, some Vespine boosting. It sounds like something like taking Vespine drugs in the StarCraft universe. Hey, you want to go boost some Vespine?
It's a thing to do. So I'm getting a little more concerned the longer this stays, that Eris is not fully recognizing the threat of a whole bunch massing up at his little front line there. Queens are okay, but he's not adding on either. He's just not adding on really anything. There's a bunch of lings, but I don't think that's what you need.
Oh, yeah, not if you're going to throw your roaches away first. You want to attack with everything. Yeah, it feels like a less bad ending to game. Game one really was just single file death. At least here there are some defenses. There's still some workers, but it's pretty minimal here. Eris is in a spot of trouble, I'd say.
Yeah. So here come a bunch of lings, but they don't really seem to realize
that's actually really smart.
Maybe what's going on.
No, they're going for the counter. They know exactly what's going on, Endersword.
Yeah, maybe they do, but I think he still needs to be concerned about this up front. If they just hop out of the bunker and attack, he's dead.
That's not a good spot to put the creep tumor. Oh no, Queen is now stuck on low ground. Oh, Zerglings, don't turn around. No, go deny the third at least.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Eris is in a big spot of trouble now. 8 more lings on the way. Some reinforcements could get caught here. Oh, but the Hellion could catch the lings. There's no speed on these lings either. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think Eris is in a lot of trouble. I think something has gone wrong.
I think Eris is dead.
Yeah.
I think Eris is just dead. The lings just dancing in the bullets right now. It's like they love the bullet shower and they're just having the time of their lives right now. And yeah, no workers being made. Just a lot of lings. And again, it is a lot of lings, but I don't think it's going to be enough to hold off, especially with what they're doing. They're just dancing in the bullets right now.
They are just kind of ignoring the bunker. Yeah, if he had speed, I think this would actually be fine. But he doesn't have speed, and they don't know what to do. They're not engaging. Like they could also just surround this and get rid of it.
Yeah.
But while everything was gone, they could have. But now it's too late and they're not doing anything.
Yeah. I think we've got a little bit of an upset. Did you check any of the brackets? Did anybody predict?
Not a single person has predicted that Eris loses this match.
BenBot. Awesome. Well, good job, BenBot. You just upset everybody's prediction bracket.
Yeah.
That is something to be proud of, I would say.
Yeah,
except for mine. Technically, mine came true, even though they didn't meet in the lower bracket. I still predicted BenBot to beat Eris, but only because I didn't know anything about Eris at the time. But now that I know Eris is such a badass, I would probably vote for Eris. But after seeing this, though, it's hard to say.
Yeah, I wonder if this is a result of a update that kind of went wrong, or
there were a lot of bug fixes I'm seeing here. So yeah, when you fix a lot of bugs, then yeah, absolutely something could get messed up a little bit. But wait.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So never mind. Eris is the champion.
What?
So
Is that
okay.
real? Was that an actual?
I don't even think it's the first time. I don't even think it's the first time BenBot's done something like that.
Was that what the notes were on?
We had something like that in the first season. Wasn't it BenBot that surrendered to a Protoss when it saw a mothership and didn't know what to do?
Huh.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, I feel like a fool. It is in our. I do have a little spoiler note. I was told not to open until just now. BenBot crashes the game.
Hard throw.
That is what my bracket was predicting for like a couple other bots, but not the ones that have been crashing. We've seen 2 crashes now. Whale Mean was the other one, all because of a lowercase letter or something.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was our first series.
This was all just a deep strategy by Eris that he figured if you just let BenBot play out its build, it will eventually crash itself.
Okay, well, I am sorry for getting you all so riled up about the prediction brackets there. No. Everybody's safe. You're all fine. Eris does move on in the upper bracket.
Better this way. It was much more shocking.
I am shocked. I'm speechless. Okay. Let's talk about our next matchup. We do have another exciting. That was a really good matchup between those two, though. That was very back and forth. It was really nice aggression from BenBot. I really like the bunker contain out of him. But okay, coming up next, we've got MicroMachine versus negativeZero. Now this should be also a hell of a match.
Yes.
These are, again, two bots at the very top of the ladder right now.
Yeah, we got MicroMachine with the 2100 and the 91% win rate. Very, very high. 90 is high. This is an A+. I don't know how American grades work, but it's a high one.
Seems high.
Yeah, doesn't it? I don't know. Something like that.
I'm in shock.
A low crash rate. Although it was also true that last week, one of the bots that crashed had a 0% crash rate up until that happened.
Yeah. All it takes is one misplaced character, and everything comes tumbling down.
And we've seen MicroMachine before last season, which I know that they fixed, but sometimes it doesn't take an actual crash. It's just a bug out that doesn't end the game. And MicroMachine went on strike and refused to mine Vespine for most of last season.
No, it's all right. We did get confirmation that they've
negotiated.
Yep.
They've hired a bunch of John Deere workers apparently who are just off strike today or yesterday.
Workers just had to unionize. Yeah, it works.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, this should be good. And yeah, again, actually, Rafar Art and Unusual will be joining us tomorrow on PostBots. That is our little segment for the Crown Club where we talk about tonight's games and talk about our prediction bracket and all that. And your guys' prediction brackets a little bit more. So, yeah, get your votes in. Who do you think is going to win? We'll eventually see the other bot statistics. I do love looking at MicroMachine, though.
Yes.
negativeZero. All right. It's also got a 0% crash rate.
Indeed.
Hell
a negative 0%?
Isn't that the same as 0?
You would think so. But he's making a note of it. That it's negative.
Oh, is that? Oh, I haven't looked at the notes. Yeah, these bots, did both get updates?
Probably.
That is the question. I'm gonna. As soon as I reopen my show notes that I just closed, we're gonna find out here. Yeah, I know MicroMachine hasn't been getting a ton of updates as of late, so I'd be a little surprised to see any big updates for him here. Maybe just some little fixes or something, but Yeah, we actually do. Yeah, actually a lot. Wow. A lot of the list is extensive of fixes here. Improved siege tank micro, siege tank. Yeah, a lot of siege tank stuff I'm seeing here. Just proxy buildings, a lot of little improvements by the looks of it, and just decision-making upgrades, which I won't go through all of them here, but
makes sense.
We'll see. So he's going up against negativeZero, who is a Protoss. I am seeing some Protoss updates. Some versus Protoss updates here, and negativeZero are Protoss, who is new to ProBots and in Go, added observers, and fixed an economic bug that caused it to build extra production buildings. And that's it.
Yeah.
So just a couple little fixes there for negativeZero.
I think
this is
one
good.
really big one, though, he had listed before that one of its big weaknesses was cloaked banshees. And so if you just now added observers, then that's obviously to combat MicroMachine, which is going to use cloaked banshees.
Yeah.
So that could definitely change the balance or what MicroMachine's seen in the past.
For sure. All right. Well, you ready, Endersword, for our next series?
I'm quite ready.
Because I believe it's ready for us. Hopefully you're all ready. We're going to hop into this TVP here on ProBots, our next best of 3. Let's go right now.
RAF RR and Unusuals.
MicroMachine.
Mind Me's.
negativeZero. All right, before we kick it off here on Lightshade, thank you to the Red Russian for that game over super chat. That was a very fitting super chat for that series there.
Was indeed. Yes. Thanks, Red Russian, providing the communist example of donating money to keep things.
Just because he's Russian doesn't mean he's communist.
Well, he gave us money, though.
And he's red. It's the
not
red
a capitalist.
part.
Yeah, he's the red one. Yeah.
If he was any other color Russian, it would probably be non-communist.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. All right. Well, yes, here we are on Lightshade. A nice matchup here, TVP. What do you think is going to happen? What are we going to see here?
So I believe that negativeZero has good adept play, and I think that's something that MicroMachine was attempting to patch for as well.
That was an update. He I was just reading something about fixing the main base wall to block off those pesky adept shades, because oh man, if they get into your mineral line, that is a huge thorn in your side. MicroMachine can deal with a lot of things attacking his workers, but that's one of the worst.
Can indeed. I think this opening little volley will be revealing, so he's going to get the Reaper out, but we're going to have a proxy here by negativeZero. Is he going to put down a gateway to do this? Now, he started the Cybercore back home. This is kind of the better forward point that's going to have the speed warp ins. So he is going to go for adepts, it looks like.
Yep, really good job blocking off the Reaper jump up there, too.
Yeah.
With his other gateways.
Indeed. And he'll have one adept out soon that could potentially stop the Reaper from doing too much. And he's making Marines back at home. He's already got the starport coming and so on as well. Yep, so as long as he can keep adepts out of there, then it shouldn't be a huge problem.
Ooh. This Reaper needs to juke and jive. There we go. He does get to the high ground. Oh, goes back, though, into the low ground. I think he could have probably kept going north and gotten away there.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all right. Does get a scout off, sees what's going on there. Has not seen the proxy yet.
And there's going to be a tank out here, too. By the time that this hits or anything, he's going to have a few Marines, a tank. He's got a wall.
Yeah, he's on one base, so he's definitely playing more defensively, which is what you want to do against a very aggressive proxy like this. But it's I don't know how aggressive it even is, because he has a second base and he's only building probes at this moment.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, it's certainly not like an all-in or
no.
It's a very mild investment to try and accomplish this. Is the door open? Oh, I don't know that the door was gonna close.
I like that a little. So Mike or negativeZero recognizes he's a little bit behind schedule with it. He must have a certain point that he wants to reach. And what happened? They all canceled their shit.
They didn't go except for one. Now the tank here is totally is in a decent position, but only because the Adepts are like letting it be.
Yeah, they're going kind of everywhere right
The
now.
Marines don't know what to do. They're just letting this tank die. They could have absolutely
Repair! Oh.
They could have absolutely shut this down immediately.
Well, you know, it's funny too. The tank, if the tank had just held still and gotten repaired, I think it would have lived against those Adepts.
It would have been fine. There's a lot of things here that are like just a little bit of control difference would have totally changed this. A Banshee's going to pop out. The Stalkers are there. Cloak is not ready yet, but is he going to take it out before the Cloak finishes? But so much damage is already done here, and it might just be. It feels like voluntary damage. I think MicroMachine had everything needed to shut this down so cold, and he didn't. But I think he's still going to survive as the Cloak's going to hit.
Oh, there it goes. Whew. Yeah. Holding my breath till that Cloak finishes. Okay, so the Banshee now can, free range, but the Marine's still taking some shots here. A little bit more damage will be done before this is all said and done. And yeah, MicroMachine has been pretty much crippled to this. There's not much he can do.
Yeah, he's only got 8 workers.
He does have the second base. Yeah,
but negativeZero is getting a third.
Yeah,
so really, there's a window here where the Banshee has to counterpunch like crazy. But there's already Stargate out. There's already a Robo. The Observer's already coming. There's still Adepts flooding into this. The wall up front. It was theoretically a wall.
It was a wall at one point,
but he just never closed the wall.
Yeah, it never raised up, did it?
That didn't matter. Yeah,
unfortunate. Oh no, the Banshee's out of Cloak as well. We'll get a little bit of repair here with the tiny amount of money that MicroMachine has, and that's gonna pretty much do it here. An aggressive attack out of negativeZero will seal the deal, and MicroMachine wasn't even being that greedy either. Like you said, I do think he had the tools in place to hold this.
He had everything to not just hold it, just make it look silly. But the Marines did not engage.
So run!
He ended up with he had like 5 or 6 Marines standing there while 3 Adepts killed a tank.
Yeah,
they would have absolutely been roasted to death if he had just attacked them.
Yeah,
but didn't. So yeah, it had everything there. It's part of having a wall is you have to do your hold at the wall. You can't concede the wall and then let them come in and then retreat. Like it doesn't work that way. You have to then say that's the spot to defend. So
yeah, for sure.
So interesting behaviors, and negativeZero will overrun. I do like that negativeZero switches into the Stalkers, because I think a lot of people would think just keep going with the Adepts, but having the switch to the Stalkers really does help.
Oh, for sure. Well, it gives you just that little bit extra range where you can take some pot shots. The Adepts are really tanky early game, especially going up against like Marauders or anything like that. But nicely done. negativeZero going to get a point on the board here. And MicroMachine needs to tighten up that micro a little bit. He's going to want to tie things up here.
Yeah.
We'll eventually move on from this screen. All right. This is an awesome day of games so far. Very aggressive, but we're still, it's not over like what was last week. We had games over in like 3 minutes or something. It felt like.
Yeah.
This is lasting a little bit longer, which I like. We're getting into that mid game a little bit more so. And, these bots absolutely have the potential to go into the late game. And I'm really hoping we get to see that, but.
Yeah, me too. I kind of want to see what would, what would this look like a little bit.
Too much aggression. DominionDog. Now our Protoss is just so aggressive. They just want to end things. So.
I think too. I'm almost concerned, even if MicroMachine holds this, which I think he's perfectly capable of. There's really a lot of economic concession behind it. That even if he just held it cold and then went down, took the natural, landed, whatever, I think he still ends up 20 workers behind negativeZero.
Oh yeah.
He basically went for a pretty early Nexus and just macroed up, got a third behind this. He ended up with a full-fledged economy at the time that MicroMachine would have just been landing at the natural, basically.
So would it have been better for MicroMachine to have been greedy like negativeZero and maybe get that expansion quick and then go up into the defense?
Possibly. I mean, it's a matter of the logistics of it. But if you're gonna single base and hide behind a wall, the wall has to close.
Yeah,
And
that
so if
definitely helps.
you're not getting any of the benefit of this whole single base turtle thing, then
Yeah.
what's the point?
What's the point? Yeah.
So we'll see. This one is in our challenge bracket, very split. We've got almost half and half for either of these guys. I think MicroMachine has one extra vote, and then one person has voted that Spud is going to win this match.
I voted MicroMachine. Again, this is more of one of those, I didn't know anything about negativeZero, so
yeah,
I just went with what I knew. Which, and again, with MicroMachine, usually a good bet if you're betting here. Well, let's find out. Let's see if MicroMachine can tie things up in game 2, or if negativeZero will move on in the upper bracket. Let's go.
Raf RR and Unusuals.
MicroMachine.
Mind Me's.
negativeZero. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Was data implemented? I remember seeing some talk about that. Is that what that 58% win rate was? Or is that a...
It must be, because the 58% win rate this game said 59 last game.
Oh,
So
okay. I didn't even see it last game. Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it must be there now, that it's bringing that from the ladder and kind of knows what it is, which is
Because I
good.
remember something about it wasn't imported at the start or something, but then we got it fixed up. So the IDs
The
or
IDs
something.
are recognizable. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I still don't know how all the behind the scenes stuff works. That's for much smarter people than me. I just come and watch the fun games here. All right. Well, MicroMachine, what are you gonna do to survive here? I've got my bet that he's moving on in the upper bracket. I'd like to have at least one prediction.
It would be
Go
nice.
right. It would be nice.
if you get something.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be the map, obviously different shape. Whenever you get like a fairly different shape map, you potentially get quite a different outcome out of it. The proxy location here, okay, kind of a cool one in this little tuck away corner. But I don't know if it's much farther. It just kind of looks weirder that he's going to wrap around a lot more. Yeah, definitely. Actually, one thing though is, okay, good call. I was gonna say one thing that could play into this is the Reaper can go down that way and find it. So I wonder if this will cause, how there's the thing where if you click something, whether you see it or not, the pathing changes. So by putting it there, if he had clicked directly, is it possible the Reaper would have gone that way? But by blocking it off, he changes the pathing without it ever knowing that it was there in the first place.
I see what you're saying.
So either way, he's down here. The Adept is about to pop out, similar to last time, but he'll get at least a worker kill on the low ground first.
Well, I think he got one last game too, right?
Did he? Yeah.
Oh, he's not even going to get it this game, though. The Adept actually scares him out of there.
He did get the one before that, so he just didn't get two.
Oh, he did get one. Okay,
Yeah,
good. Okay, sorry.
All right, so he is backing away. He might keep this alive.
That'd be
maybe
great
not.
if you could keep the Reaper alive. That
he
just
wants
gives you so much momentum, I feel like. And
Yeah.
get out of there.
Yeah, it just delays a bit more too.
That's nice for scouting, for information. It's good to have your units not dead in this game.
So the warp gate will finish up.
Ooh,
I feel like actually MicroMachine has a bit more. His tank is done already. The Banshee's already on the way out now. I think he's quicker with some of this stuff.
Yeah, no, I do think this just
that's
works
weird,
in his
though.
favor sometimes because,
Yeah.
like the stat said, he's won over half the games, just barely.
Yeah.
But just over half the games. Oh, here we go. Let's see if the wall does close. That is huge.
Okay, the tank is already shelling here. So
That's
yeah,
way
this may be a lot different.
This
Yeah,
might
could be quite a bit different.
Oh, give me my ace match. That would be great. Ooh, the Adepts are just gonna. Oh, actually, the tank on siege.
The tank just on sieging.
I thought they were gonna eat a big shot there.
I'm okay as long as the Marines are participating, though. Okay, Cyclone actually makes a fair bit of a difference as well. He will lock on here. The Banshee is already out. Yeah, so just a lot of things going better.
So he's actually letting the shades in. That's interesting. Now, is it because he thinks he has enough? But as soon as they cancel the shade, he closes the door so they can't walk in. So maybe he wants them to, if a couple shade behind and he has enough to deal with it, then close everything else out and kill the Adepts. You know what I'm...
Where'd the tank go?
Okay. Oh, he's back there. Oh, he's killing the gateway.
Weirdly back. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all right. If he does that, that certainly helps shut down the speed that these are coming in. The Marines are at least participating. This could be a lot cleaner because it's going to delay him taking the natural. And again, this is kind of what I was saying. Whether you hold it or not, you're economically very behind because of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like negativeZero is already on 2 fully saturated bases, I think. Yeah. Which, well, maybe the counter just kills him, though. Look at that army supply. Yeah. Cloak Banshee comes across. Is there any... Does he have the Robo up yet? Is there any detection for a Banshee?
Yeah, I don't know if he responded to that yet. He said something last time, the moment that he saw a cloaked unit. He said something. I assume he did.
There's an observer,
There's the observer. So he did the same route this time as last time. The Banshees, though, are already in before that is out.
Oh, man, if they were to target that pylon, I think they could kill it before the observer came out. They had just gone straight for it. But,
yeah, too late. Now
it doesn't matter. There's nothing here anyway to defend. Yeah, it's 8 army supply.
Yeah, he can see what's going on, but that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
He does have a Phoenix about to pop, and that will actually shut this down. That does put a timer. Oh, but they're gonna maybe give MicroMachine that chance he needs. Really gonna bring this back. One Banshee does go for the mineral line, while the other pulls the Phoenix away. So a few more workers gonna go down. Not bad, all in all.
Yeah, pretty good. It does close that worker gap, but a little. It still is in negativeZero's favor. But it is the army on the ground. If this continues to push forward, then that helps out. And there's like 2 tanks with this, some Marauders. The Phoenixes could certainly help out, but they need something else to then be able to kill with them.
I actually just had a thought. So the red is the slow zone. You know how in the first series we saw the proxy in the slow zone?
Yeah.
That would actually be beneficial defensively against things like Zealots and Zerglings, right? Because wouldn't they attack slower? So it would take longer for the barracks to die.
Yeah, to take it out.
Because it doesn't slow down production, as far as I know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it did or not. Yeah.
It just slows movement. Yeah. So, as far as I know. Anyway, I just had that thought. I saw the slow zone there, and it just kind of occurred to me. Tanks are going to get into a real skirmish here. One tank does get traded for some stalkers. Another tank now joining the fray. The Marauder's almost dead. MicroMachine, I think, should pull back at this point. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe the Protoss will just be a little too afraid here to push up.
Yeah, is he adding anything to it? These 2 Marauders have been dead for a while.
Yeah, they're still trucking. Alive. They ain't dead till they're dead here. Yeah. All right, Phoenix and Viking Phoenix just kind of flying around everywhere right now in MicroMachine's base. Not really doing a lot other than scouting at the moment. The Adepts will finish a shade onto a tank. Oh, are they going to get it? Yeah, they should. Oh, they don't get it. Oh, my God. It's like one hit away.
Everything is barely alive. It's the tank magnets that's keeping the Marauders alive because they're not targeting any of them as long as the tank's there. This one will finally die.
Yeah, it gets one there. Yeah, okay. You stray too far from the tank, you're going to get picked off. Yeah, you got to stay at the safety there. Okay, so a few Phoenix are grouped up.
Is back. We're back up to a 20 worker lead on negativeZero, which is kind of crazy. And now that the armies have equalized, then that's pretty interesting. Although a lot of it is in the Phoenix, which I don't know if is as efficient as you want it to be. But the Adepts getting in the backfield is pretty big.
Yeah, they're causing a big disruption here. MicroMachine can't really afford a lot of lost mining time here, which this is a lot of lost mining time. A Ravens out could maybe throw a turret down or something to try to hold this back. He's got a Cyclone that can get a lock onto a Stalker, and there we go, it does.
But he's drifting into a bunch of Stalkers to do it. Gets one.
Okay,
tank is back up, but it's so defensive here that if he's just conceding his natural to get it, then that's not helping anyone.
This is where MicroMachine thrives, Endersword. He loves the dirty games.
You think so, but he's going to lose the tank.
Wasn't repaired. Look at all these SCV. Like,
he loves dirty games, but not on his side of the map.
Yeah, that's true.
he wants to do this over there, and now that he's competing with this.
Well, this might actually be it. The economy still hasn't been touched too much from what it was. But he's just not mining. He's got nothing coming out for an army here. The SCVs refuse to attack, I guess. One Marauder finally here is going to try to do something, but it's going to die.
Yeah.
Pretty quick. And that might just be it.
I think it is. I think it's just... Oh, that was a really big tank hit. But, yeah, can he hold this off? He's just not doing anything. He doesn't have any income at all even because he's got 47 workers microing instead because the adepts are back there. Yeah, there's just no way to clean this up at all.
Yeah. Not really.
Yeah, he's just been pulled apart here entirely, and so we are going to have MicroMachine fall down to the lower bracket. And
with that, my prediction bracket is now like 100% never anything's gonna happen now. This was my last chance to maybe have anything move on, but
basically. So we fixed the worker gas strike issue, but apparently not the worker health and safety issues.
Hey, they agreed to mine more gas, not to fight. Okay, these are civilians as far as they're concerned.
There you go. So quite impressive here by negativeZero. This seems very, it's very chaotic, but this is kind of what you want it from some of this adept stuff, and I think it's just all chaotic units that. Yeah. The Stalkers,
well, it's just gateway units for the most part.
The Phoenixes, I think, are a bigger element than you would think as well. Even though they're not like picking stuff up, they shut down the Banshees, shut down the Vikings.
Yeah, air control is huge in TPP. I think
it's really it worked out really well, and they're just super confusing. So that when someone was getting cyclones out and stuff, they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They didn't know how to deal with the fact that the Phoenixes were flying around when they shouldn't be the priority, but maybe they should be. It was just a really big mess. It was negativeZero essentially used MicroMachine's tactics against them, which is just kind of flood in a bunch of annoying units constantly that distract them until everything's pulled apart and in shambles, and that's kind of what we saw.
Did a damn good job of it too. Very aggressive, and that's kind of been the way to beat MicroMachine, because MicroMachine is so aggressive and is always out on the map, always attacking. You know, sometimes just counter that with aggression of your own. Seems to work out. So
indeed,
lower bracket did just get a whole lot scarier there. But we'll see how that pans out. All right, so we're gonna go to a quick little break here. We are halfway through our series. We are now officially halfway through the season. Exactly, as well. So thank you all for sticking with us. We do have a few more days after this of games, and then our grand finals will be after week 7. So it's going to be a good time. Check out our Crown Club. Big shout out to our Crown Club. Speaking of, can we run one of those right now? That would be great. Welcome back, everybody, and big shout out to Mind Me, our Crown Club shout out there right before the break. Thank you for your support. He is the author of the bot we just saw. negativeZero. True story.
Good bot.
Very good bot. Just beat MicroMachine. Damn good bot. All right, so we've got 2 more best of 3s, Endersword, and they're going to be also epic. I can just feel it. These have been some pretty good games so far, but these are going to be even better, even more epic. We've got DominionDog versus Zoe coming up next. Now, DominionDog has been around for a few seasons and can scrap with the best of them. And from what I've seen, Zoe is getting right up there with the best of them. So
yeah, Seems that way, but the dog's wearing a cool hat, and
You
it's
just
hard to
love that
overcome
dog.
that. It's very hard to overcome that advantage in hat wear.
It's a nice hat.
Yeah,
I'd wear that hat. I'd wear that.
indeed. But yeah, this is another one that we're very split on the predictions. I think it leans a little in DominionDog's favor, but certainly not clear cut. So again, a lot of indecision on this one.
Well, and again, I think a lot of that decision was made just before we all knew Zoe.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the bot authors knew Zoe, but I didn't know Zoe.
Yeah, exactly.
When I made the decision, so
Exactly. We didn't know
if
that
I didn't do it, nobody did. No.
Exactly. But yeah, DominionDog's one of the ones that in previous seasons people have kind of underestimated because it just kind of quietly won games without doing anything super special, just being solid and good. But yeah, Zoe has definitely a lot of tricks up her sleeve and is another strong Zergy.
Well, I'm looking at the notes here. Has a new trick, a new macro ZVT build.
Ooh.
So could definitely get that later game that I'm really hoping for in this series here. Did a complete rewrite of the base defense code. That'll be interesting to see. And some Zergling micro bug fixes. So a few nice updates for Zoe, and DominionDog with a nice little TVZ list of updates. I'm not going to say too much of this. We'll wait and see because these are just some builds and stuff. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
But does have some counters to things like Zergling rushes and things like that. So this should be a very interesting matchup. Even has a TVT update in there because you're bound to meet a Terran in the bracket one way or another. So you're wise to update your TVT games. Doesn't matter who or what you are. All right. Who do you think's going to take it?
I do have DominionDog taking it, but again, like you said, it was kind of before we got to know Zoe. I think it's almost going to come down to who updated their bot better. Because I think now they do know who their opponent was going to be for this week. So I think it's down to how well did they do that.
Yeah. How well can you snipe your opponent? We haven't seen a lot of hard snipes just yet, though.
Yeah.
So I'm liking it so far.
Other than, of course, Eris's plan to crash BenBot.
Yeah.
By pretending to bug out and lose to a bunker rush. I'm just going to pretend it was intentional.
All right, get your votes in. Who do you want to win? Ooh, that's a loaded question. I want them all to win, Endersword. They're all winners in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this whole want thing.
I'm gonna say DominionDog just because the Zerg must be thwarted.
Fair enough.
As a Terran yourself, you should feel that way.
We have, but I'm not a Terran.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, I guess I'm a human, but I'm not a Terran.
Aren't we classified under because we live on Terra? We live on Earth.
We do, but I don't know. They don't even know where Earth is in StarCraft.
Terran was a word used to refer to anything attributed to humans or the planet Earth.
Yeah, I know. So Planet Terra, Terra Firma, whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next best of three is ready. We'll stop with the semantics for at least a moment while we get this intro rolling. All right, let's hop into this and see. It's DominionDog versus Zoe, an epic TVZ here on ProBots. Let's go.
Fidolinas.
DominionDog.
Soup catchers.
Zoe, you are just so friendly.
So crazy.
So it's nice. It's refreshing with all the BM bots we have this season.
Yeah.
Bunch of jerks in the bracket. No, I'm just kidding.
Does the old trick there to get the extra supply, and we're going for the hatch. I looked up Terra, just wanted to see what the actual dictionary definition was, and it just means land or territory, but then they make the note, it means the planet Earth in brackets in science fiction.
Well,
So-
because in science
it
fiction
doesn't
there are other Earths, there are other
Well,
places civilized.
Yeah, they always refer to it as that.
But as far as we know now, we're
yeah.
the only Terra, right? We're the we're the only settled Earth.
Yes, we are. We're the Terra. Yeah, the Terra
We
Nova
are Terra. That again, that we know of.
that we know of.
So it can't be referring to something else because we don't know of it. Interesting though. There's your bit of Terra trivia for the day. Oh, are we going to do trivia tomorrow in our post bots again? Do I need to
Probably.
come up with some crappy?
We'll make a Terra trivia related one.
Yeah, let's do Earth trivia tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. This is the only time we're going to mention it. We'll see if Rafar are an unusual watch this. They'll be able to prepare a little bit. Otherwise, we're just going to throw them some obscure Terra trivia facts.
I think we'll say I'll throw one out now. Often in science fiction, they'll refer to like a new planet as Terra Nova.
Mhm.
What place on Earth is actually referred to as Terra Nova?
There's a place on Earth referred to as Terra Nova.
Yeah,
Is it in North America?
it is in North America.
Is it in New Mexico?
It is not in New Mexico.
Arizona?
It is not in Arizona either. I think that would be Mexico Nova.
Well, I'm thinking, ancient civilizations like, Mayans or something, or whoever was living in that area.
It's not in Portugal either.
No, we're narrowed to the U.S. Okay, well, we'll let you all figure that out.
Yeah.
While we watch the Zergling rush commence, Zoe is putting on the pressure. 2 bases done. Zergling speed about 2/3 of the way done. A lot of Marines here waiting, a bunch more finishing, and that is not going to work out. DominionDog just sticking on the 1 base and getting his Marine cluster here will be more than enough to push that back. No bunker needed. Yeah, he's got 5 racks and just pumping Marines, and we've talked about it before. If you're not ready for these somewhat, quote unquote, basic builds, it's just 5 racks pressure. You think you should be able to hold that, right? If
You
the
would
bots
think
aren't
so.
prepared, they're not going to be able to hold it. If they've never seen it before, they probably won't know what the hell to do. I'm sure Zoe's seen this before, though.
Yeah, he is getting the spine out and in a pretty good position here. And we're getting the Roach Warren is just finishing up, and Roach is pretty much ripped through Marines unless you get a ton of them.
I just had a thought. Is Terra Nova somewhere? I'm thinking like the Vikings landing, like somewhere in Newfoundland area, or am I closer?
That you're right on.
Oh, I know. I swear to God, I didn't look up or anything. I didn't. I just had a thought like, oh, okay, wait. Yeah, when the Vikings were coming and settling and stuff, they came up around the north there. So
Yes, and when you think about it, so Newfoundland is literally new land.
Yeah, that's what made me think of that too. I was like, oh,
so and it's
awesome.
kind of funny. So Newfoundland theoretically is Nova found Terra, but there is actually then a place, so a sub island on, there's actually a town in Newfoundland that is just called Terra Nova.
Oh, really? Oh,
so yeah, so it's new. It's a village called New Land on Newfoundland.
New land on the Newfoundland. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. 3 base Zoe now. Zoe fell back with that initial little pressure and now has roaches out. Pretty healthy little army there. But DominionDogs is looking a bit beefier. Just no upgrades. There's no actual. There's nothing behind it. As soon as this paper sail gets a stab in it, it's just gonna rip apart. But it's a very strong push initially here, but just no healing, no stim, no combat shield. This is a 1 push attack. It's kind of work or not moment. So let's see how this works.
I was gonna say there, I like that Zoe was backing up to fight on his side, but then or her side, then she kind of engaged a little. But let's see.
Yeah, I guess waiting for just a little bit more here to get a nice round. Oh,
so,
boy.
Okay, they're going to get a free shot at this spine without the rest of the army there.
And we are going to have reinforcements as well coming across here, so maybe Zoe can cut off the Marine trickle. That could help.
So splitting up, I'm not sure, but then Zoe's just kind of abdicating its defense responsibilities.
All right, well, it should pounce on this now. Yeah, I think it's just because there's been so many Marines, but now that the Marines have kind of split up, oh, maybe not, actually. The Roaches not sticking with the Lings whatsoever here. Get caught by the reinforcements. And now DominionDog is kind of regrouped and gets a nice concave on the Roaches. And this just might be too much damage, Endersword.
Yeah, just too big of a surround, and the natural's already gone. The attempt to cut off the reinforcements maybe made some sense, but then just kind of lost it all. And so, yeah, this is just going to be the like I don't think DominionDog even hit quite the way that he intended, because they did kind of split up, but then Zoe not engaging made it work anyway.
And yeah, there was a couple moments where it could have taken smaller packs of the Marines out or something, but no, just as is the natural is now eviscerated. Zoe is even supply blocked here, so DominionDog should be able to wrap this up and take game number 1. Okay, so yeah, we keep hoping for that later game, but we're just not going to get it today, I guess.
Indeed, yeah, looks like it's not going to make it.
And it's funny because all these bots have that ability to, we see the second base is done. DominionDog, I know, yep, there's the third base just now coming down for it. So, there's a fallback plan. We're just not getting to see it.
It works. It's again, I kind of feel like we ran into, and this happens a lot with the bots, that they've built something that is capable of dealing with the thing that hits them, but it doesn't know how to deal with it, like on a physical level. That they've got the equipment, but they can't then deploy it properly to do it. You could definitely again make that Marine army kind of walk into death as it's coming across, or you can cut them off, or there's a few different options there, but it just running away from them permanently and then attacking with the Lings first is not the solution. So
I would agree with that statement.
Mm-hmm. True. Indeed. So there is indeed a river. There's
I was just looking at that.
There's several rivers. I think somewhere in England there's a hill.
I believe it, just in a bunch of different languages.
Yeah, there's something that's like 3 words that mean hill, and then the last word is actually hill.
Well, that's how like the Sahara works. The Sahara Desert's just desert.
Means desert. Yeah, exactly.
There's lots of examples of that, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Fun stuff. All right, well, let's see. I do really wish that I'm really hoping we get one later game scenario. I really want to see some later game 5 base, not just epically big battles where they clash and then have to rebuild and clash. But no, these
we still always remember we've got Ketroc coming up.
Yeah, that's what I'm holding out real hope for. If I don't get it there, I'm just giving up hope completely.
Yeah, that's it. It's we're now saying like these games are too short. I wish we had something longer. We're gonna eat those words in game 3 well after midnight.
Yeah, get
comfy. Massing up like 40 ravens and whatever. So
get your water bottles to pee in and your snack, all that. And get ready because this could be long. Now we got to finish this series first. But yeah, let's see if things can get turned around here. See if Zoe can maybe tie it up. We did see some really nice play, some nice macro out of Zoe. Just needs to tighten up those attacks a little bit. But let's go ahead and hop into game 2 and see what happens. Right now.
Fidolinas.
DominionDog.
Soup Catchers.
Zoe. I love that icon. So cute.
That's lovely.
All right. Here we are on the Romanta side. Zoe doing the extractor trick. I didn't they do the math that it's useless? I still think it's awesome to do. I still like it. Like in later game or something, it just it doesn't actually do anything for you.
No, but it's nice.
It's fun to do. I like it.
Nice.
It's style points as far as I'm concerned.
Ceremonial.
Yeah,
in a way, something like that.
All right, well, I have to imagine DominionDog will, as we see the barracks is starting to plop down, do something very similar. He's already got 3 on the way. I'm sure to be followed by 2 more.
Yeah, so I don't know what Zoe could potentially adjust to, because I don't think there was anything in particular wrong with.
Needs to. Didn't she go 3 base?
Yeah, and even that's fine, because you could just use the you get the larva for the defense, because
That's true.
like you're better off with the 3rd base and you just don't drone it. That's fine.
I think she just didn't have quite enough army to feel confident to engage.
Yeah,
and then with the trickle, it was just behind that moment of having enough army to be like, okay, I can fight this.
Yeah.
So it just the math is strong because she doesn't know all those Marines are coming across until they're there. Pretty much, I don't think anyway. I can't remember exactly when they were scouted actually.
Yeah, pretty much in the middle of the map.
It was like right around the middle, I think. So, and by then, if you don't have stuff coming out, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, but there was already some precautions, like the spine was there already.
There was the spine. The army just kind of skated around, didn't really engage. So maybe if it had just engaged and then with the reinforcements would have been enough, because there was no healing for the Marines. There was no upgrades for them. So
we're going
just trade.
This feels like a lot more lings, right? And speed here. They're gonna come in. Obviously, this won't do much, but it should potentially tip them off to what's going on. Hopefully.
Okay, it does get a nice view of all the Marines there and pulls back. And there's a spine crawler immediately. Okay, so Roach Warren on the way now. Yeah, if roaches can pop out before this hits, or no, but there were roaches last.
There were
just not very many. Right?
Yeah, I think it may just be a matter of the quantity. That if she
he needs
get,
more
if she
roaches.
can get a lot more speedlings, get even a similar number of roaches, but with more speedlings, then she might go for the surround and actually try and attack. There's also the counter punch option, because there's no wall with this. The door is open, so you could actually get a bunch of lings on the production facilities and try and shut it down that way instead of catching them in transit. But again, that's a pretty bold move that you kind of need a decision to make. That's a bold decision to do. So yeah, and even then you kind of end up in a base race situation, in which case if DominionDog is capable of floating a building, you still lose.
I think we're getting a few more roaches out already. Maybe I just counted wrong last game, but as long as Zoe keeps pumping some army here, another queen coming out, maybe just get another round of Zerglings, that would be ideal. But maybe it is just the lull. Initially she sees all those Marines, and that's why we see the spine crawler come down, all these things. But then DominionDog doesn't attack. Yeah. DominionDog's still just sitting at home. So you're going to be like, oh, well, now I can macro because no attack is coming, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's a bit of a...
Yeah, I think that's one of the big keys to this, is it goes with way more Marines than you would expect.
Yeah.
That it's not going with 20, it's going with 40 something.
Yeah, it kind of blindsides you a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a bit much to go. And so, yeah, here we are out with it, and it is 42 that are coming across.
Ooh, yeah. Good. That's the magic number. All right, well, we got another roach popping out, a couple more Zerglings. We're going to need to just see all units, I think, and Zoe will be fine. No more drones, please. No more drones, Zoe. That's your last drone, I'm sure. No, okay, that one's the last drone. No, okay, no, now that one's...
So we'll see here. Queen is caught low. There is Overlord taken down, but he's at the top of the ramp. That's where the spine is.
If he could just, or if she could just engage with the spine, that would help a lot. Yeah, that was where we saw last game. The army kind of got pushed away from it and around the 3rd. But here we go. The engagement will be with the spine this time, so already a lot better. And yeah, if Zoe can just trade, this is shut down. There's no healing, no medevacs, no upgrades for these Marines. It just needs to trade and keep this at bay. Yeah, there we go.
It's doing okay, but there's so many workers dead here.
Still a lot of Marines, actually.
Yeah, it's a ton.
It's hard to see them on the creep a little bit because they kind of blend, but there's a lot.
It's a ton of them. They're not quite massing, but they are getting the queens on the edges here.
Zoe's fine.
Yeah.
Zoe's got this.
I don't know.
Ah,
The spine is really going to help here, but the roaches are going down. Like, they're pretty outnumbered here.
there's a lot of lings.
He's
on the
adding
way
lings. Yeah, she's going to get 10 out. They do have speed. They do have good logic for surrounds, apparently. Yeah, it's going to be can this next little wave of 5 like get grouped up well?
All right, here we go. Zoe's going to pull back. You know, it's tight, but I think Zoe's going to hold it here. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Pull the queen.
DominionDog is, however, okay. So I think maybe it's hit the transition point.
Yep.
So is going to, macro back up.
Good call.
Maybe even just hold. I wouldn't mind rallying back up to 40 Marines and going again.
Yeah, it could, again, just that surprise of having that many suddenly in your base definitely could catch off guard, because we already see Zoe switching back into drones, trying to get that economy back up, as we see DominionDog actually is ahead on economy.
Yeah.
Ever so slightly. A third base even coming down now, so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. Just another big Marine ball and push and do some damage, maybe. Well, it looks like that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, definitely. But it was a pretty good attack. I think really the spine did kind of hold it.
It was much better to fight with the spine this time than in game 1.
Yeah, I think that made a big difference, because you can pick off, like, 5 Marines can take out a roach at a time, a queen at a time, whatever. They can't really take out the spine if there's anything else there.
Yeah.
They're going to lose that fight. And I assume the queens probably have logic to heal it. I don't know if that happened, but if it needed to happen.
Yeah.
But I bet they do. So.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what we saw in game 1. The spine was all by its lonesome. So, yeah, the Marines can just target it down. But if Zerglings start coming up, Marines are going to switch their priority, and then the spine is able to just poke. And it's not ever good for the Marines. All right, well, big Marine ball looks like it might. Yep, it's going.
Yeah.
Round 2. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. And if this hits just before the Hydra Den is done, there hasn't been a lot of rebuild on the army side. The one thing that would be really nice there's a bit, but one thing that would be really nice is if while doing this he had gotten the combat shields.
Yeah, some kind of upgrade just to make round 2 even stronger.
Yeah, because there's enough time to do that at this point. So again, it's going to come down to how do these fight, but they're coming in a few different groups. There's way more queens here this time.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of Zerg here. There's, I think, well, we'll see here. The Marines are going to start to group up, and they do a decent job kiting. The roaches and the spine are really what's going to start to push this back. Again, there's just no healing, no upgrades. Yeah.
It's
so
the drone
Zoe just needs to trade. Huh?
Yeah, even if but so many drones just suicided onto this.
Oh, did they? How many just died? I just saw a couple.
At least another 12.
Really?
Yeah. And they just ran into
it. Zoe is down on workers. So maybe DominionDog can just keep it going, and eventually we'll just be able to max out faster or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the traction has just gone into Zoe's favor now, and there's so much creep spread. Zoe can really see the attacks coming now for a while away, so she'll be able to get out, just start cranking out units, essentially.
Yeah.
So I'm liking this a lot better. It's not over just yet, but...
basically has to fall back here, but I think despite the fact that this looks super pushed back, because of all the drone kills, which are totally voluntary, this was a successful attack. Yeah,
as long as you're keeping the Zerg low, and if Zoe has to keep spending that larva on workers, these little skirmishes will start to domino in the Terran's favor. That's what I think DominionDog's going for, is just gonna try to keep the traction going, and eventually we'll just have too many Marines or something.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it's time for him to transition out to higher tech or something. No, just adding 6 more barracks.
12 Marines at a time. That's the only upgrade he needs, Ender Sword.
Yeah, and we're soon gonna have up to 18 at a time.
That's hilarious.
I think this is even. Are there reactors on these, or they're actually just 12 barracks?
Just barracks. As the upgrades start to finish, though, that's where it's gonna lose some of its potency.
Yeah.
It is still pushing for now, but as the roaches get armor, the Marines are just going to start tickling them.
Yeah, it's such a gigantic commitment. I mean, obviously, and this is the reason that we don't have any upgrades, is there's no gas at all.
Oh yeah, it's just
not
Marines.
not a drop of gas has been mined in this at all, but he could have probably deviated to do that. Yeah. But
Well, what
I
was
don't know.
the gas has been banned by this
Yeah.
Terran democracy, or this Terran government here.
Pretty much. These are decent fights here. The Hydras could potentially turn it here.
Vespene boosting.
There's
That's
just
what
so
we got.
much. Yeah, there's just so much DPS out of Hydras that if there's anything in front, they can rip through, and they are just kind of doing so now. So I think it's just a bit of a.
Yeah, Zoe's got the production now.
Yeah, it does, but I mean, 18 Marines at a time.
That is impressive, but I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to be, because they're all in the queue right now, and like these Zerg units are on the production, which is kind of spread out, so the Marines don't even pop out at the same place all together.
Yeah, I think that is actually a big part of it, is that they're going to be spread out. If you're
They're
on,
just kind of popping out everywhere.
Yeah.
I like the build though. I like the idea out of it. But yeah, just no gas whatsoever. Pure Marines.
Yeah.
No Vespene boost in here.
Yeah, I think if there was a way out of this is the only key. Like, because I think it's still winnable at this point. Like he could definitely hold.
Economy.
He could definitely hold it and stabilize.
Oh, repair! One SCV is repaired. Oh my god, he saves the command center.
Yeah.
Incredible.
3 queens are going to kind of potentially die here. Yeah, this one won't get away either.
See, there's no scans to clean up creep, so eventually DominionDog won't be able to even build barracks anymore if he loses too many. There just won't be any spots to build. But here we go. I think this is going to be the last push here. It's a little bit down on army supply, and there's definitely some punch to it, but I just don't see it working out. This deep onto creep, man, this is a Marine's worst nightmare right here.
Yeah, here the big surround.
Nice surround. Yeah. Beautiful stuff here.
Yeah, had him on 2 sides. I think almost unintentionally that happened, but it did. And with creep just everywhere, can see everything that's going on.
Yeah, that's gonna pretty much. As I say, workers are still even. Army count's not that much in Zoe's favor. Those upgrades are gonna really start to play.
That's it. It's DominionDog's kind of refusal to get them.
Yeah.
If
DominionDog even got combat shield, I think he would have won by now.
Yeah, just combat shield increases everything by like almost 30%, and you start to add almost like the smallest amount of gas could turn this into a huge difference. Like,
one refinery in the main. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And it would be a gigantic difference, even to the point of you could slowly add reactors to each of the barracks.
Oh yeah, that'd be huge too. So instead of having to build 6 more barracks, you just start queuing up more Marines.
Yeah, and just add them like one at a time, and you would slowly increase that production.
Still damned impressive. He's got 16 Marines coming out at a time here. Yeah. All right, so he actually does have a nice. He will hold this base here for a little while longer. So he's starting to get up in supply just slightly. Once that, okay, there we go. +2 armors finished, +2 ranged attack going to be done. That's really going to beef these Hydras and Roaches up. Looks like he's actually just kind of giving up on Roaches. Just pure Zergling Hydra at this point, and that should be enough to beat a bunch of unupgraded Marines at the end of the day. Yeah, 28 lings at a time now. I think this is Zoe's killing move here. This should be what does the deal. All right, game 3. I want it.
Yeah.
Get on.
All right, the nice little backstab with the lings here. One thing, too, that is just DominionDog isn't... Like, the whole point is massing the Marines, but they're not staying in a group. They're not actually...
Well, it kind of works sometimes, because sometimes they end up getting, like, a concave, though, right? Like,
it works when they are together and split up, but, like, right now, they're 50 feet apart. Like, it's not a matter of a concave. They're just
that's true.
Not even in the same part.
Yeah, like these guys are now just dead. Yeah, okay. I see.
So there's no point to that. Yeah.
All right, well, he's almost makes it up into one of the bases there, and that would have been a good spot right on the high ground behind those minerals.
Yeah.
Beneficial. But that is going to clean up a lot of the Marines here. And it's just, again, this is just nonstop attack, but we're down to 11 to 12 Marines at a time as opposed to, the 16 or whatever we were seeing So yeah, this is slowly having the wind pulled out of its sails, and Zoe will get the win, I believe. Yeah, double the supply now. Wow. Non-stop aggression. I love it. What a game.
It's pretty good. I mean, this was almost at the breaking point, and again, killing so many workers that it stayed competitive. But if the workers hadn't just suicided, then it wouldn't have been even close then.
Yeah,
so that was kind of a voluntary thing. But there you go. Yeah, this will dwindle. Where at one point there was a really big mineral bank there, and that's been chewed through.
Yeah.
And so now,
there's nothing left.
Yeah, so now the production is no longer staying at that 18. We get a mere 13 Marines at a time.
You know, it's amazing that it's still going here. It shows what fangs this type of build does have. So, you know, again, little tiny tweaks to just get a little gas, maybe a couple upgrades. This could really get you close to the finals, I think, in ProBots here.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely worked. I think, again, if this had any sort of spin out into something, or a phase 2 of it, but it's just the repeat.
Yeah. It's a one-trick pony a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, well, nicely done. Zoe will hold game number 2, which ties everything up and brings it to my favorite scenario, the ace match scenario.
Indeed. So we'll see.
I especially love it when I have no idea which way it's going to go.
DominionDog going to do the same thing.
It can really just topple at any moment. And there was a couple other little moments, even as we were progressing, like when he had 16 Marines building at a time. We're like, oh, wait, can he actually get some traction back, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see how this pans out.
I think a few little tweaks definitely could have. The other option, too, since you've got a forward base, so you can either get orbitals on the bases instead of nothing, or you could even get one of the forward ones, which is your rallying point to become a planetary.
Yeah.
Then, because
it's also at that base would have been huge.
Yeah, it's also on the path of other things that you should have done, which is get an engineering bay and be upgrading. So again, I think you could do this entire thing on one refinery if you wanted to. But,
yeah, probably.
But I think you need at least that one.
Does that drug for that amount of time that game drug on? You could absolutely.
You would have gotten thousands of gas just on the one.
Yeah, a lot of things there. So.
Yeah, so I think that would. It was almost. I feel that it's more of a out of principle decision that he didn't get gas.
Or if you don't want to get gas, if that is just your thing.
Yeah,
I like this suggestion in chat. Actually, building bunkers. Why not?
Yeah, you can bunker it.
They only take a few bunkers placed around the map. You've got Marines everywhere anyway.
Yeah.
That could actually really be a game changer. That'd be a fun addition too. Just bunkers everywhere, because we saw Marines everywhere. Because then eventually the creep, will be stopped. The bunkers will stop the creep progression. There's potential there. All right.
Yeah, you could do some stuff
for sure. Well, we've got game 3 ready. Let's dive into it and see who is moving on in the upper bracket right now.
Fidolinas.
DominionDog.
Soup Catchers.
Zoe. Okay, we are here. Let's follow this overlord around Jagannatha.
Get the expansion coming down here again. This time, obviously, totally different build. There is a gas that's been taken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he took our advice potentially.
There you go. But
sick of us talking shit about him.
That's it. But now, I guess I'm assuming we're not going to get a bunch of Marines again. We're going to get a totally different game, which is good.
Yeah, we'll see how this pans out here. I like a nice little mix-up here.
Yeah.
And it's good, if it didn't work last time, chances are it probably won't work again in theory,
You'd think so, but
You would think
but
so.
very often it doesn't work that way. I guess that's almost the tough bot decision of like, it works once and then it doesn't work. Does that mean you should try it again, or have they switched to a strategy that will hold it? Because in reality, I don't think Zoe really. I
Well,
guess
some
there
bots
was,
just switch it up
there-
arbitrarily. So
there was a little bit of a change in the sense that I think there were more lanes, but there wasn't a fundamental difference. I think it was just a different shaped map.
yeah. All right. Well, let's see what comes here. We do have a Marine on the way. Factory about halfway done. So yeah, totally different build here out of DominionDog, which is nice to see. A little refreshing. Yeah, we'll see how this pans out. We're getting predictions: 5-minute tank and marauder attack potentially. Maybe a Reaper. No, not a Reaper opener. That's already been eliminated. Yeah, some kind of mech play. Oh yeah, mech play would be good.
Getting something. I think a thin attack.
I think it has a second
is
barracks
gonna-
there though.
Yeah, Hellions might be cool. Yeah, I think a tank,
Ah,
a light tank attack, I don't think is going to work well. Okay, we're getting
I think he's getting Hellbats.
the armory. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that could very well be it. In which case, I don't necessarily think that's a bad idea. It will depend what Zoe's going to tech to.
Let's see if DominionDog can even hold it. There's not as many Marines this time, so the Zerglings might feel a little bit more confident here. A great choke point, though, for the Marines. Should be able to hold this off. Oh, but they leave the choke point. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they're doing it.
units never seem to really understand they're in a choke point.
Yeah, it's a hard concept,
Yeah.
especially with buildings that move and stuff. It can get tricky.
Yeah.
A couple more
Yeah.
links coming in here, though, getting some really good damage done on these Marines. Oh, boy. Will the Zergling flood just continue?
It
The
might-
Hellions are out. We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
there. Yeah, I think with the
Oh, yeah,
Hellbats,
we're
we're
good now. He's like, nope, get out of here.
quite solid.
Yeah, oh man, Hellbat's gonna roast so many Zerglings. Yeah, well, DominionDog gonna hold for the time being. Will even repair his Hellbats. That is such an interesting unit. Not only can you repair it with SCVs, you can also heal it with a medevac.
Yeah.
So what part is actually damaged then? Because if you're healing with the medevac, you're healing the pilot inside, right?
Yeah.
But if you're repairing with an SCV, you're repairing his suit outside. So if the pilot inside is damaged and dead, would it matter if you repaired the suit? Because he'd be dead anyway, right? Without the medvac.
I'm pretty sure they're Iron Man. I don't know how it works, but yeah,
Something like that.
I think it's you're healing the core heart reactor thing.
Oh, I see.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
It's a biological engine.
It
or
is
something.
definitely odd. Well, I mean, and the other question is, of course, as people have mentioned, it only becomes those things once it transforms.
Right.
So how is the exact same material in a different shape a different thing?
Maybe it's like the human and the car
Yeah.
merge and become one.
Yes.
Like some weird, I don't know.
That's it. It's basically like if you held up an orange and then peeled the orange and claimed it was a dolphin.
Well, no, you would have to then splice dolphin DNA into it or something, or
Maybe. But this is the thing. But nothing has been added to the.
like a teleporter accident when two
Yeah.
things get merged, like
Yeah.
that, something like that.
But nothing's been added to the Hellbats.
The human.
They
flesh.
just shaved. But presumably the human was always driving it.
Yeah, and now they are.
Yeah.
It.
Now they are it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's weird.
I don't know.
Weird.
Well, we have a real big lull here. DominionDog's, I'm surprised, sitting on one base, but yeah, it's kind of similar to his build last time, where he just kind of sat there and built up a big force and then pushed out and got some stuff. This is just a little bit more delayed, and wow, this is a scary army. And if Zoe only has Zerglings, she's just dead.
Yeah.
If we don't get, I don't even think there was a Roach Warren, but okay, there are. Roaches,
Yeah,
oh, thank God.
there was.
Oh, my heart
There's not
stopped for a
a ton of
second.
them, but they're out there, so it's going to be down to
That
how
might
this
not even be
engages.
enough.
Roaches are good against this stuff, but when there's like 15 of them,
When it's one roach versus one hellbat,
Yeah,
not so
they're-
much.
exactly, like it's not going to work. But they're so is he going to commit though to the attack?
He was just pulling back as that one ling there got into his natural. All right, here we go. They're going to start pushing up the ramp. Yeah, tight chokes are going to kind of be, I think, going to be DominionDog's friend here. Another Marine or Zergling does pull him back just momentarily. But
Yeah,
here comes the pain train. Choo
she's
choo.
got good creep spread all over the place, and that might help her kind of keep this at least under some control. But yeah,
Such a scary army. Hydras, I think, are really going to be what you want for this to be able to kite effectively against the really slow Hellbats. Roaches, though, again, are going to do decently as long as they don't clump up too much. Oh boy, they're starting to. Oh no, he's getting pinned into the corner under sword. No.
Yeah. Okay. We've got this really weird pseudo surround. Yeah, this is.
Oh man, they have to retreat through the flames, and that is never good. More Hellbats coming in to catch them as well, and a lot of the Hellbats have been killed off, but they've done their work. They've killed the Zerglings. They've killed the Roaches. They have given the Marines the momentum they need to just barrel through here now.
Yeah, that was a complete gauntlet that just went through. It couldn't have gone better in terms of choking everything through a...
Just pin Zoe into the corner and just pow, pow, pow. Man, all right, Zoe's going to try to rebuild here. Worker count in Zoe's favor. Army count lacking. Army is what we need. We need just more roaches, more things, and we do have a lot on the way. Zerglings, I don't think are going to cut it. Only roaches, I think, would be
no heroes
to go. But no, this is going to be it. I think DominionDog has done it with just an absolute wrecking ball of death here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've always thought too, and this is another kind of like coding behavioral issue sort of thing, is often like an army knows when it's smaller and needs to retreat, but an army also needs to know when it can't retreat anymore because you're losing everything.
Yeah.
So you're doing worse by not fighting. Yeah. And so the cleanup will happen, and that was a pretty good series.
Well, my prediction of DominionDog beating Zoe came true. It was just wrong bracket.
Wrong area.
Yeah. Wrong area. All right, nicely done. DominionDog. Yeah, well done. And Zoe will get knocked down into that lower bracket to now face Spud.
Yeah.
So next week we'll have Zoe versus Spud. We've got Antibot versus MicroMachine. And then we've got Dovahkiin versus BenBot. Now, we thought it was going to be Eris, but BenBot crashed. And we've got most of our lower bracket there lining up nicely. All right. Wow. These are some exciting games, Undersword.
They are.
I am liking this.
I think even if people are predicting the winner correctly, I don't think anyone's correctly predicting like how they play it out.
Oh yeah, this was especially this last game was a total surprise. Seeing DominionDog really switch it up. I don't think I've ever seen that build out of DominionDog. Just that absolute wrecking ball of fire and bullets.
I think this was in the patch notes or something.
Yeah, it's probably one of his updates.
Yeah,
but it's an impressively strong build. It really is going for that surprise element where halfway across the map, all of a sudden you're like, wow, that's a lot of Marines and Hellbats. And then you try to start getting army, but it's just not enough. And the army you do have gets cornered. And it was just some unfortunate circumstances for Zoe, but nicely played out of DominionDog. All right, we've got one more best of 3 tonight. Endersword.
Do indeed.
Are you comfortable? Do you have a drink? This could be a long one here.
Big Red Bull.
Have water.
Big Red Bull.
Staying hydrated tonight.
It's good.
Yes, we have sponsors.
Do we?
Oh, it's no. Drax making a joke.
They're gonna sponsor us. If
all right. Forced sponsorship.
Yeah, Red Bull. If you don't do this, then we're going the other way.
Oh, there you go. We're gonna go with Monster.
You're on notice.
Yeah.
And if we really want the big corporate money, we'll go with Starbucks.
We've got it all. We're good.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, we have to thank our Crown Club because they are our true sponsors. We really appreciate you all being such a good part of the community. And let's go ahead and run a shout out real quick. We don't do enough shout outs these days. I think Drek has it. And then we'll start our next series here. can't have ProBots without Sarah Connor. She's the only thing keeping us all safe.
Can't do it. Go, Sarah.
Go, Sarah Connor, Sword Enders.
Yeah, whatever. Whoever that is.
Whoever that is, we don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
All right.
All a mystery.
Thank you to our whole Crown Club, though. You are all awesome. We're going to be doing a fun episode of PostBots tomorrow night, so hopefully you can all join us in the Discord. And, of course, make sure you get all your fun artwork and stuff for free. You can get all that in the Discord or in the forum. Link is below. All right. We are ready, I believe, for our last best of 3. Do we want to show any stat state pages, or are we just going to dive into it here? My timer ran out, so
I think they're both just good.
They're both just very good. Yeah, we're just going to dive into it. We have an awesome
Trust us, they're good.
TVT to finish. Yeah, this is going to be good. Ketroc has been around now for 4 or 5 seasons, something like that. And VeTerran, this is his 2nd season, is looking incredibly strong. TVT for the ages here on ProBots. Let's go.
Ketrocs.
Get your votes in.
Ices.
VeTerran. All right. That's what we should give away as the prize for ProBots, a big foam finger with the bot's name on it.
Makes sense.
We could actually do that. And then we could even sell those for our fans at live events. We'll have, just get a bunch of them printed up with bots' names, and you can choose the bot you like and get the foam finger. I'm gonna look into how much foam fingers cost, y'all.
There's actually
I'm on it.
Yeah, there's a company there's a company really near here that can make them for us, and it's the same company that made the very acclaimed Reflect skincare products.
Oh yeah.
that were recently endorsed by Valkyrie. But they're a Toronto-based company, and they will print basically anything on anything for you. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look into foam fingers for our next live event potentially here. That would be actually a lot of fun. All right, we have got game number 1 here. This TVT, which I'm feeling is finally going to be a long macro game. Ketroc, not much for cheese, though we do see him occasionally whip out some sneaky proxy Marines or something. Every now and then we'll mix things up. But VeTerran, I don't think we've ever seen do a cheese. Just a very straightforward Terran player, right? Oh, I haven't looked at updates. We did get updates for
them, yes.
All these guys. Let me pull that up real quick here, but thank you all for being here. This has been an awesome day. We really appreciate you all joining us for these best of 3s for these games. Yeah, we got 3 more weeks after this, so make sure you...
Yeah, I don't think we have any notes from VeTerran for this season. They're all from last season. But Ketroc has made a number of improvements, including improved speed mining.
Nice. Does it say what he's up to? Because they measure it in like percentage, right? Like a 20 or 10%.
It just says now distributing SCVs correctly.
Ah, okay. So optimized speed mining there.
So what we're seeing here is correct. Look at how well distributed these things are.
Those are very well distributed.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. You might argue perfectly distributed.
Yeah, exactly. Cyclones and Ravens are both a little braver now. Nice.
Okay, some good updates there. What else you got?
Improved mineral line turret positioning algorithm to impede mining as little as possible. So you could have said the same sentence without the word algorithm, and I would have been less impressed.
I don't know. I think
what sounds better? Improve mineral line turret positioning to impede mining as little as possible, or improve the mineral line turret positioning algorithm to impede. Like
I would say the
better.
algorithm. You know, he's got an
The
algorithm
algorithm
for his
better.
jump position.
Exactly.
How badass is that?
It just gives you a peek under the hood that there's. It's not. It's not just I told it to go slightly left. It ain't that simple, boys. It's that there's an entire algorithm that tells it how left to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it superfluous? Maybe a little.
Everything needs an algorithm
Everything does
these days.
It's the way to do it. All right. Well, tanks are in place here, so yeah, get comfy, everybody. We're gonna have our two Terrans just macroing up. Ketroc's gonna get his usual Air Force here: Cloak Banshees, Vikings, Ravens. Really gonna own the skies. He does do a lot with tanks now too, which if you own the skies, your tanks are usually gonna do a lot better.
True.
So, but
All about
VeTerran
the
also has Ravens coming out. I like that. Already getting an armory too, so maybe he's going to get up on upgrades ahead of Ketroc a little bit.
Certainly possible.
Look at that.
Getting double turrets as well.
His algorithm's working good. He's got his turrets coming up.
Mm-hmm.
His missile turret algorithm. I'm just going to refer to everything as an algorithm now.
Everything is an algorithm, basically.
When you're deciding what to have for dinner, that's an algorithm.
It is.
I made an algorithm for the algorithm. Sounds like Futurama something.
It's the way to go. I mean, technically, that's how algorithms are made. A machine learning algorithm is an algorithm that generates a new algorithm.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Basically what it is, yeah.
Ooh, I like this VeTerran going for a bit more of a bio play. He's got +1 now starting concussive shell for his Marauders, but he will still have a bit of an Air Force. He's getting Vikings. The question is, will it be enough to contest with Ketroc's Air Force here and hold the day? Because obviously, if the Marauders can get onto the tanks, they're going to do a great job. But if there's not enough Vikings to stop the Banshees from killing the Marauders and such, then, you know, it's just not going to ever work out. But here we go. VeTerran is going to try to put on a little bit of pressure here with the bunker in place, so it's going to be tricky. He will be able to siege it up a little, I guess, but I don't see him breaking through here.
Yeah, me neither. It's we've seen VeTerran do well with this sort of like fairly lower unit count, like initial push and be kind of brutal, but yeah, you're just running into a brick wall here.
Okay, he's actually in range of the tanks, and he gets but the Ketroc tanks siege up and kill him off. And actually, the Banshee cleans things up too. Ketroc has a lot of tanks, actually. Ooh, that was not the best attack out of VeTerran. Didn't pull back really anything valuable. Yeah, he saves a little bit here, but ouch. That hurt a little bit.
Still not too far behind though. Like when you look at both the army supply, worker count, so on, it wasn't that big of a thing. So it was this loss for nothing, but still not the end of the world.
Yeah. Oh, definitely not. Yeah, a couple things definitely hurts, but you know, when you're having such a big macro game like this, yeah, it's not going to be that big of a deal in the end. VeTerran actually already has Thors coming out with a starport on the way. Is another starport on the way. What is he going to do with those Thors? I guess just to keep the Banshees at bay, huh?
Yeah, Banshees could help with some of the Viking count, even help with Raven count earlier. Like just prevents things from massing up a little bit.
Yeah, if you could keep the Ravens from massing up, that'd be huge.
Yeah. Like if they clump, they're going to take a lot of damage. And it could just even mess with logic. Like, you know, same as you see a lot of people code mutas to be very scared of something like a Thor. I don't know how Vikings and Ravens and stuff are going to react to it.
Well, we might find out here. It's just going to be VeTerran sitting on 3 bases. Ketroc does have his 4th up, so Ketroc, once Ketroc starts taking over the map, it's really hard to shut down his bases because he's still doing planetaries everywhere, right?
Yeah,
I
think so.
Well, he's getting 1 orbital actually somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, right there actually at the 3rd, he's got an orbital. Huh.
Nice.
Interesting.
All right,
well, maybe it's Ketroc's turn to do some damage.
We're getting scores here. So Viking count in his estimation is 8-0.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, not entirely correct, but I think that must be what he saw.
What the hell? Endersword, what is that upgrade? Or VeTerran?
The thing.
I've never in my life seen that.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Wait, is that... Okay, hold on. So we got a battle coming in here. Ketroc's going to try to push in, but
Is it a Thor thing? I don't know what that
Is
is.
it a Thor thing? Is there an upgrade I literally didn't know about in this game?
Yeah, I don't think
That
I've
can't
ever
be
seen,
right.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
How though? How have we never ever? What the fuck is that? It's not Liberator range. It's not servos or whatever. Is that? Did they just change the? Maybe it's an icon glitch. I've never in my life seen that picture.
It is the oh yeah, okay. This is why you never see it, because it's stupid. It's the rapid reignition for medevacs.
Oh, I have seen that. You're
Yeah.
right. Oh my god, that's still a thing. I thought they got rid of that. Like,
Yeah, I
patches
somewhat
ago.
thought they did too. Yeah, so reduces the cooldown time of the medevac's afterburners from 14 to 9 seconds.
Does anybody ever get that? I've never.
I don't
think
think
I
they
saw
do.
it once in
The
my
second,
life.
the second part of this actually makes it seem like maybe they should, though, is it actually increases their base movement speed from 3.5 to 4.13, which is,
Yeah, that sounds nice.
that actually sounds better. Although I kind of wonder, when you're using your army normally, does that mean your medevacs just kind of end up flying ahead of it? But
Oh yeah, that could be a problem. Well, that's
but
why you
that-
keep them on
yeah.
separate control groups, I guess.
Exactly.
Anyway, we got Thor's killing Banshees off this. Thor composition is actually doing very, very well, I think, for VeTerran. He's been able to hold Ketroc back with relative ease here. Hasn't really taken too much of a hit, and the Thors actually in the fast zone are going to be able to scooch forward onto these tanks oh so nicely. Yeah, more and more going down here. We'll have to pull back eventually. Yeah, and I was just going to say earlier, when I saw Thors and another star part, I was like, in my head, I was like, he's no way he's going to get medevac Thors, right?
Yeah.
And do Thor, but he is using the medevacs with their increased speed to get them out of the fight, which this is incredible. That is next level play here. I've never seen medevac speed in ProBots, let alone a pro game. Like,
Yeah.
Wow, we learn something new every day. No, I do remember seeing it like once, like 2 years ago or something.
I think when it was new, like some people
When it was
like played
new?
with it to see if it was worth anything.
You just forget it exists.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh no, where's the medevac to save this Thor? There's okay, the Vikings are gonna maybe scared away. Yeah, okay, the cloak runs out, so the Vikings are gonna actually get a kill here. This is just chaos. It's whoever's observing, Laddie, is that you you're doing a hell of a job keeping up with this. It's just absolute chaos. Ketroc's taking over the whole map now. VeTerran is stuck a little bit on 5 bases. Still got a really good economy. Still got
Right,
upgrades churning out, which is nice.
I hate being stuck on played basis.
Yeah,
Just-
right. Well, compared when Ketroc's on 7, 1, 2, 3, 5,
Yeah.
6, 8, something like that. Like, yeah, those were some hot Thor pickups for sure. I'd like to see more. Thors are going to continue pushing forward actually here, and if anything's going to keep these Ravens at bay, it's going to be the Thors, I think.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think this was kind of maybe the purpose of them. We've seen Thors used well as kind of the frontline tank thing that kind of is able to push forward a little bit, and that's kind of what we're seeing here, that it can just be sturdy in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't, like, we've seen battle cruisers fill the same role, but I think Thors, since they can't be directly attacked by Vikings,
Oh
just
yeah, it's
kind of
nice.
work. Like, it works well in this instance where that's kind of it. That's the thing that you're trying to dodge, because if you tried to go air to air, and we are going to get a battle cruiser coming out here as well.
Nice.
I think you can combine. Yeah, I think you could combine this Thor battle cruiser thing. Then I think you could potentially get a stable center that lets you start to push back. Because you have to be, in order to push back Ketroc's army, it must be something stable. It can't be something that you're having to be cautious with and kite back and forth with, or whatever.
For sure.
It has to be something that marches forward.
Well, that's what we're kind of seeing out of these Thors. They are beefy enough to really march forward through a lot of fire here, and just I'm so impressed. All the upgrades coming down for VeTerran. He's getting all the late game stuff that you really want. Armor level 3 is on the way now. He's even getting some Cyclone upgrades, Hellion upgrades. big props to him for getting an upgrade that no bot has ever gotten before, as far as I know. At least not on ProBots.
Yeah.
Getting that medevac boost. So I'm really loving this late game play out of VeTerran. Even though Ketroc is, taking over the whole map, he's really won the economy war. Somebody put it well in the chat there. But even if you have a great economy, if you don't have an army to stop your opponent's army, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So the BC coming into play here now.
BC takes so much fire.
Yeah. Absorbs like 6 turrets worth of damage here. Will get jumped on there though, and that does kind of hurt. But again, if we get into this, it really is all on this. Can you push forward and start to really damage things? Because if it becomes a battle of attrition at all in the middle of the map, then free units eventually win. But actually taking out a base here, like the 3rd base, crucial. And if he can take out this CC farm,
wow,
then this becomes huge. Yeah.
Wow, I thought the Ravens would be a little more effective than they're being right now. They do have a lot of energy banked up, I think. So if they could just kind of maybe get forward and throw a ton of turrets down. But yeah, like you were saying, the battle cruisers and Thors are going to be the best things to absorb that turret damage. So just a great composition. Even the Marines with their medevac and they're helping out. They were just killing that base. They were, giving a little bit of extra DPS, which is good here.
Here comes a big turret drop. This will take out some Thors, but this taking out planetary is pretty big. Nothing is cleaning up the tanks here, although now they are more exposed with the Thor frontline gone. Yeah.
And that is one of the drawbacks of the turrets is they can't chase really as effectively.
Yes, they're very slow moving.
Yeah, they can't really chase at all.
Yeah.
Is that Thor stuck? What is he stuck on? Oh no, he's fine. This is hard to call. It's still really, really even right now. Ketroc technically still ahead in some regards. He still has more army. A lot of that is in the Ravens. So it all depends on how effective these turrets are going to be, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll come down to, do you ever have anything that kills the Ravens, or are they going to harass you the entire time while you try and clean up like 10 bases?
That's usually the case, is they just kill you to death with harassing turrets, and you just can't ever push in. Because again, the turrets are free. Even if the turrets die, that was just energy. So any damage a turret gets done, any kills a turret gets is just 100% in the favor of the player with that.
Yeah, it'll be a lot if he can acquire some of the bases that he's now knocking
Raven
out.
Go down.
So he's trying to take this right side base, and if VeTerran is actually expanding his economy into this, because the only thing I think that kind of stops this is if you can make him peter it out.
Yeah, well, a lot of Vikings were just flying over turrets, and a lot of things are starting to get spread apart and dying here. So this is kind of petering out a little. Petering out? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Petering?
Petering.
What do they call petering out? Is like some guy named Peter just...
I think it has something to do with saltpeter, I've decided.
To gradually become smaller, weaker, or something. Apparently it's 2 words too. It's Peter out.
Yeah.
So it's some guy named Peter really just flaked or something and gave himself a bad rep. Gave Peters everywhere a bad rep. Sorry, Peter.
Okay, it is what I think it is. It's related to saltpeter, which is part of gunpowder.
Ah, okay. Oh, okay. That's kind of makes sense. Wow, a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of Viking analysis happening here. Ketroc trying to keep track of the air battle. There's just very low numbers of Vikings at this point. 7 Ravens on the way for Ketroc, and those final upgrades, those 3 upgrades, just about finished up for everybody here. So, this is that long epic TVT we were kind of hoping for. Endersword. We're almost at a stalemate. Both players almost maxed out once more here. Ketroc is maxed out.
They're getting there again. Ketroc has the larger bank. VeTerran is actually struggling with gas to keep up. But
5 bases, he didn't have enough.
That's it. And we'll see if we can flip to the old bases. Like 2 of them are mined out, basically. May have gas still going. But
just Mass Thor is going to be the answer here.
Yeah, so even Gas is dead there. These ones are still fairly healthy, and the new base definitely helps out. So if he's able to acquire new bases, then that's great.
Good scan. Gets a Banshee there. Ooh, this is nice. Yeah, if you can get this orbital farm. Oh no, everybody's hoping for that BM mule drop, but it looks like we might not get it this game. We'll see. Ooh, a lot of SCVs going down. The Thors are starting to make some headway. The Ravens really afraid to engage. I guess they are some of them a little bit low on energy. Oh boy. Is this could be the final battle here. Ketroc has the army advantage here, but he's not pounced just yet. Maybe he's just waiting the right moment.
Yeah, it's so many of them.
There it is.
Turret time.
Turret time. That's a lot of turrets.
Once they're there, they do so much, but
will there be enough for VeTerran to hold more turrets coming down? There's a lot of energy there, Endersword.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be enough to push VeTerran back and crush his hopes of. Man, what a push, though.
Yeah, and it's still not cleaned up yet. We've still got a few more here, and there's not really anything else with it.
No.
So
that's it.
Yeah, you just got to dip into the turret.
Some strong pushes, but push into the turret. What?
Like into the turret energy use again.
Oh, then
just because there's nothing. Like usually you'd want that to be the bulk of it, and then some of the other units clean them up for free. But he's having to continue to use that. If he can take out some of the residual tanks here in the back for free, then that's good.
Ketroc has double the army supply at this point.
Nice pickup. Keeps one alive.
I think it's just going to be a little too hard for VeTerran to rebuild all those Thors. And that is kind of the thing with Mech. The rebuilding takes so long. Yeah, he's got 3 on the way. But during that time, Ketroc's Ravens will have full energy again by the time they start pushing. So there will just never be an end to the turrets.
Yeah, and the issue here is the gas loss.
So now, if he pulled SCVs and repaired his Thors, I didn't see really any of that going on. That could survive against the turrets a lot better, no?
Yeah, he's not bringing them with it. Even then, I think the turrets just kind of damage so quick. And I think he'd just end up losing some of the SCVs.
Yeah, sure. He could just mow down the SCVs and then kill them.
Because I think what he's doing with the medevac, he's trying to go in and pick them up and get them out and then repair them. But
I see. Kind of like the battlecruiser does.
Yeah.
So repair or the
that's only working some of the time though. So
there you go. See a hot pickup there. Okay, you're totally right. Yeah, he's gonna go back.
He's been doing it with like semi-reliable ability.
Yeah, well, he just doesn't have enough medevacs or enough air control to be able to do it effectively. You know, Ketroc just owns the skies pretty much, so it's so risky to try to get him out of there. Here we go. That is such an awesome color, though. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's really smart.
Yeah, he's just shuttling back to these points.
That's so smart because the Thors are so expensive. It's way better, obviously, to repair them than to rebuild them. I wish they would add into the campaign. I still really thought it was a cool mechanic. When you kill a Thor, it just becomes a little scrap pile that you got to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a fun multiplayer mechanic. Because I don't know, I'm probably wrong, but I don't think it would break that much because it just adds one little object that's super easy to kill. If you're killing Thors, that you can just target it down real fast, typically. But if you leave it, then you could get punished for it,
Yeah, it's somewhat. If it's on your side of the map, you could easily clean it up. It's more. Thors would become way better defensively.
Defensively, it would be a big upgrade for sure.
Yeah.
I think that would be an interesting.
Yeah, because you rarely see Thors used on the defensive end. So I mean, other than against, I guess, Mutus.
Well, they are attack machines. They were built to siege, I guess. Oh wow, gets a cancel there. He's gonna get a little damage, and he has VeTerran has rebuilt substantially. I'm actually very impressed, but just the way the fights have gone, I just don't see how they can push through with all that energy, all those Ravens. Wow. The big mule drops coming in. Ketroc going to start just mining out the map here shortly.
No CC at that.
I like how they skip that CC,
Yeah.
too. They don't even go,
now we got it.
That's funny.
Now we got it.
All right, here comes the turret wave.
Yeah, this will blunt this whole attack, and it won't even really get going this time. Yeah. A lot of dead Thors. and these are getting more and more expensive to replace as the gas is starting to peter out everywhere. They're both great on minerals, but VeTerran is struggling for gas.
Yeah, well, and when you're trying to build this many Thors, that'll happen. So, yeah, this will be interesting. We might actually run out of gas in this game.
Yeah.
Top left side's pretty just decimated. The bottom right has a little bit left, but I think that's about it. So when it comes down to that, the Ravens are king, because if they're alive, they just have endless energy. They are the best use of gas in this scenario.
Yeah, definitely. Like they are self-replenishing there. We're down to 1. This one's got to be the healthiest in terms of what VeTerran owns. He's that was very ambitious to try and take that base. But
you got to do something.
You got to do something, indeed. I don't know if it's at all in the coding, but taking the top left would be really the way to go here. But he keeps trying to push into the heart of things. Yeah. And I don't know that's. I think the first really successful push in the heart, if that had won.
Well, if you can get on the production, yeah, it can work great.
But I think, now it's clearly you're not going to win by breaking into the core of.
Well, you have to take down production. If you can kill. He killed the natural and some economy, but Ketroc already had bases everywhere else, so that didn't matter. You got to stop his Vikings, his Ravens, his stuff from coming out in the first place. Almost. Yeah. I agree with that. Indeed. Well, this has been a long one for sure, but it does look like it's finally in Ketroc's favor. VeTerran's just running out of steam here. He's got this last mining base by the looks of it. He might have a little more gas somewhere else, but that is pretty much it. And yeah, the Ravens just so good. One Thor to try to save the day here. Actually, he's got a great spot. Not taking any hits, but here we go. This should finish him off. All right, well, we're going to game 2. That is for sure. And we finally had a nice macro game. That actually felt good. I did enjoy this one because it was nonstop, too.
Yeah.
A lot of Thor aggression. Really what?
Yeah, really throughout the entire game, we saw this kind of push back and forth.
Yeah.
And it really, I guess he abandoned it, and maybe it was smart to abandon it, but I feel like we saw 1 battle cruiser, and that was it.
Yeah, I think you're right. No, maybe I think there was 2, maybe.
It's really hard to, maybe a second, I'm not sure. I mean, it's very hard to support both, because again, he's struggling for gas there, but yeah, I like the core of the Thors as this stable thing. I almost would be interested, though, instead of Thor with tank behind it as much, because you're struggling for gas, what if you ended up with Thor, some battlecruiser, mass marine? Because the Marines is your mineral dump.
I liked it when he had that attack going with the Marines in there. Just a little easy. There's that BM that y'all wanted. All right, well, I'll wrap this one up here. Ketroc looking strong. Not really an upset, but it was looking good. VeTerran had some moves there. I really liked the Thor play with the medvacs. That was super sweet. There's a lot of potential there, and to be able to go toe to toe with Ketroc, like that for that long, that is what Ketroc wants you to do. He wants you to attack into his turrets and just bash against him until you die, essentially. So the fact that it went so well for VeTerran for so long was nice.
I think there's a couple, I'm kind of trying to think what you could do to modify this strategy a little bit to be more to the core of it. And I think actually the key might be the medevacs. Is what if at one point, instead of trying to walk in like you did mass Thor drop into the main.
That's what I was hoping. Yeah, and if you got the speed, why not?
Yeah, and I think the way that the Ravens originally, Ketroc's army is usually trying to attrition you across the map, make you pay as you come across. If you're just kind of drop yourself into the middle of production, it has to deal with it now.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Ketroc things don't deal with now very well. they deal with eventually very well.
Yeah.
And so if you make them make that choice, and a bunch of 8 Thors in the main could just kill buildings quicker than you
Well,
can
and that's
do
if you
anything
start
about
slowing down the production, that's
Yeah.
really what's gonna, I think, help you. Because
Yeah.
he was getting Viking kills, he was, or Raven kills,
Yeah.
he was killing stuff off. So,
Yeah.
well, let's see
just
what
force
happens
them
here.
to get- It's risky to get them there. Is the main thing. If
Yeah.
you run into a mass Viking while you're trying to do that, they can just all get picked off in the air. So it's
For sure.
a super risky move, but I think it's a big move that could potentially happen.
Well, let's see what happens in game 2. Let's see if Ketroc can seal the deal or if VeTerran will bring us to an ace match. Let's find out right now.
Ketrocs.
Ketroc.
ICs.
VeTerran. Did you see the words Marine Rush?
I think I might have.
Is that?
Let's see if we did see those words.
Win rates.
No.
Tank, Viking,
Okay.
Indian
So that
Warrior.
was his past. Yeah. So he's going to
Okay.
take Viking.
I see. Okay, because he's got a better win rate there. Okay. Makes sense.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, well, let's see what happens here. Potentially another nice macro game. So again, get comfy, everybody.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a little bit of a slow start. Yeah, good
We'll
building.
see who peters out this time.
Is that the phrase of the day?
That is my phrase of the day.
I've started keeping track when I have meetings with one of my bosses. Always has a phrase or a word that he just beats to death. The one they used yesterday, it was at the end of the day. It was an hour-long meeting.
Yeah.
And he used it no less than 7 times.
Nice. I like it.
Let's start a
There's always-
bingo card with that.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna start saying petering out more. Just because I think I never like confirmed what it meant. I just always kind of assumed it was like saltpeter, but now as I look into it, it makes even more sense the way they're using it, which is it was a metaphor for like mining. And so having saltpeter, gunpowder, basically meant that you were able to explode things, like you were blowing up huge chunks of it. As you petered out, you were getting down to now picking and digging and stuff like that. So you become less effective as you peter out, but you're still getting trickles. So I guess that's what it's meant to be. Have you ever seen while this game?
This is some good trivia that we're building up here. We got to write these down.
There's a cool YouTube channel of a dude that went and bought a ghost town.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he. I
think I've seen him.
Yeah, what's it called? Something. But it was a silver mining town sort of thing, and so the thing is full of mines. He's like trying to restore the buildings. And he goes and explores the mines, and he finds like old ore, and then he's trying to learn how to refine it and all this. It's really like fascinating and like history filled sort of stuff, but it's just kind of a neat thing that he just literally bought a town, and he's been out there for I think 2 years now, just fixing stuff.
I'll look him up. Yeah, I'll look a little more up at that.
Neat.
No, I love history stuff. I was just watching some cool. Yeah, well, this is building up, but yeah, very slow. Terran versus Terran. We do have a Reaper actually coming. Gets denied by the wall. Look at that. We were just talking about that a little bit ago. Beautiful building placement out of Ketroc. But no, I was just watching some cool stuff on a pharaoh, a murdered pharaoh. That was, there was no records of him until they found him. And he was, just kind of squelched out by another rival pharaoh. There's a lot of warfare. We actually don't know a lot about the warfare period of I forget the name of it, but just a lot of brutality in that era.
There's tons of history where that was the case, that the next guy wiped out the previous guy because they didn't want
victors write the history books.
Yeah, It's quite literally that. Actually, one of the biggest things, like we know tons about Rome stuff.
Goodbye, Reaper.
Yeah.
Speaking of victors.
But when Julius Caesar fought Pompey, at one point he sacked his camp and found Pompey's diary of the entire campaign. And like basically because Caesar kept one of those as well. And we had Caesar's, but he burned Pompey's.
Oh, because you don't want that info.
He mentions in his diary that he burned Pompey's. and you're just like, it would be so cool to, like, it was a big civil war between the two.
Yeah,
it would be really cool to have both guys.
Yeah.
So we only have his side.
Well, that is the, I don't know, that's part of what fascinates me about history too, is all the lost stuff, all the things that are potentially made up. You got to try to decipher what's real, what actually happened. So.
And all the stuff that they exaggerate on, like whenever Rome says they fought someone and there were like 200,000 people in the army, they're talking about like a nomadic tribe and they're counting all the women and children and and everything, and that they were sitting on a hill somewhere. Like everyone's all about exaggerating everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, as this game builds up, we do have 3 bases now for VeTerran. Ketroc just sitting on 2.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Gonna get the poke across. This time it's gonna be, I guess he's just moving down to take the base. It's not actually a move out. I thought maybe he was doing a similar 2 tank sort of push, but we're not gonna get that.
Nope, we are not.
Slow developments here.
Yeah, well, this is what we wanted, isn't it? We wanted the macro game.
Is indeed.
Once it picks up, that's what I like about the macro game. Is it's slow to start, but then once it picks up, it is just big battles, non-stop clashing stuff. Yeah. Neolithic period. That is what I was trying to think of. At least I think that's the period that this guy was.
I always like hear that word and never really think about it what it means. It's the new rock period.
Yeah, that's
what it means. Yeah, it's like there's the old rock, but this is the new rock period. I'm like, oh, okay, I like modern rock.
Right.
Have you ever? I love the YouTube channels too that are like just the battle reenactments and like animations and stuff like that. Another trivia question I like to ask, and I don't know if it's true anymore because there's so many versions of it now, but I always ask which video game is featured in the most documentaries. And
Assassin's Creed.
Well, people would think like something like that, or Mario Brothers or whatever, but it's not exactly. It's not about them, but they're featured in the most, which is Rome Total War. Because so many documentaries have simply used the software Rome Total War to create visualizations of any battle they're talking about.
That's epic.
It's been used in like hundreds of documentaries and TV. Like there's
I didn't know that.
Show about it and everything. But now there's like 20 different versions of Total War. So I don't know if it's which one it is anymore. If that's still true.
Super Mario.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. All right, well, we finally have the action's picking up here. Things are getting hot. Marauders are going to try to come in and get a little damage done on the tanks, but they're just going to get brutally gunned down here. Thor in the slow zone. Yeah, you need to get the hell out of here. Looking a little different. VeTerran actually taking the economy lead slightly. He's just got that extra base. Worker count dead even, but so far some really good trades for Ketroc. Hasn't lost anything just yet. Even is gonna get this tank with the Banshee potentially here. Yeah, he's definitely got the air control. I'd say Ketroc could just easily gun down all these medevacs. I think he's gonna do it cautiously though. He's gonna push forward slowly.
Yeah, I think the map here being a choke is interesting. I think this somewhat works in Ketroc's favor to really bring things to a point here, and it's going to be harder for VeTerran to get on that pushing momentum with Thor's.
Yeah, well, we'll see here. This is a hard spot to push through. It's a weird little choke in those slow zones. do make it interesting. They definitely add an odd dynamic that I think the bots have a hard time anticipating. Even humans have it, when you're trying to retreat through a slow zone, you're just like, well, damn it, how'd I end up here? Well, Ketroc going to keep that push forward going.
I was just going to do the record scratch, and then 3 weeks earlier. How did I end up here? It all started before the slow zone.
You're like in a slow zone with like 5 Widowmine shots coming at you or something. Ooh, Ketroc getting some good kills in the sky here. VeTerran is starting to fall apart just a little bit. Big army supply advantage. Yeah, this game looking much different than last time. Last time, VeTerran was the aggressor a little more so. But this time, Ketroc is putting on the hurt. And this base is going to be in trouble very soon. These tanks are almost in range here. Oh, yeah, and with the air control, VeTerran's not going to be able to spot Ketroc's tanks anymore, even though it was in range. And this might be the breaking point, Endersword.
Yeah, just this slow push. Ketroc's such a patient bot. And the pickup here actually works to his detriment that the Vikings are going to take this down way quicker than the tanks were ever going to.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, it's just the slow push in here, and it's hard to see how VeTerran is going to stop this. He's just not really getting the momentum. The one place, as he pushes closer to the natural, there might be more of an opportunity to get a bit of a position surround, but through this very narrow pass, it's quite hard.
That's a nice pickup with the Thor. He almost made it onto those tanks, but there was just such a buffer. All the SCVs, everything there. The tanks are just dealing so much damage for Ketroc that VeTerran just doesn't have enough to push onto them to push them back. So he can't push there with through the sky. He's got a Raven of his own or something, but there's just too much in the sky for Ketroc. Ooh, Vikings going down as they pop out pretty much here. Yeah. That is never a good sign. One last Thor to hold the day, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
No, I don't think so. And yeah, just the odd map shape does mean that, yeah, the Vikings are essentially camping the production despite, in a different map, they'd be nowhere near the main yet. But instead, he does have the opportunity to do that.
I got to say, this is a close matchup, though. Both bots really getting the upgrades out when they need to, expanding, getting the economy nice and strong when they need to. Just a lot of nice moves out of both these bots. But yeah, Ketroc gonna dominate in this game with his tank play here. And yeah, Raven's even starting to get some turrets up into the main. And yeah, there's just nothing to deal with it. VeTerran's just starting to dwindle here. He doesn't have enough to be in all these places at once. And yeah, that should pretty much do it here, I think.
Yeah, Fusion Core drops. Ketroc is even stalking this command center with his own. I want him to land behind the gold base there and just turn into a PF. Because that
would be a good one on this map.
You can mine that from both sides. You don't need to be on that side.
Right? Yeah. There you go. There's a little more BM for you just on this map in particular, Ketroc. Just start mining from the other side. Yeah. That'd be great. Well, and you could even do it because if you have your SCVs prioritize, make sure you get the mineral, don't just wander away if somebody else is mining it. You could just make sure you steal all the minerals from the other SCVs. Exactly. All right, well, VeTerran's going to try. Oh, no, wait, that's probably Ketroc's base going down there. I was going to say, he's trying to expand, but yeah. Wow. Bit of a slow, drawn-out death here, but yeah, very good series.
It's like evenly matched time here. Yeah.
It just does show how strong VeTerran can be. If he can just get that ball rolling and just get that traction he needs, he can really make some progress with it. But just not against these turrets, unfortunately. These Ravens, a little too strong.
Yeah, just the whole map design. The positions are just too close. This
map is rough for the Thor.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very the air spaces, the gaps in between, all the terrain is really conducive for an air army here. So. All right, well, that is going to do it. Let's talk a little bit about our matchups that are going to be coming. So VeTerran will get knocked down into the lower bracket against, this is assuming nothing breaks here. I guess, we could have a repeat of Series 1. All of a sudden, Ketroc crashes. But assuming this continues, Eris, VeTerran will go down against Sharpened Edge. And then we'll have Spud versus DominionDog, right? Yeah. And
Zoe.
Zoe lost. I'm sorry. Yeah, Spud versus Zoe. My mistake. Antibot versus MicroMachine. That should be a pretty good one. And then Dovahkiin versus BenBotBC.
Yeah.
So some TVTs next week. Gonna have some good TVTs.
Indeed, we shall. And this was a good TBT.
This
so
was a great
hopefully
TBT.
more of that. BenBot can hopefully there's no whatever the bug was that caused the crash. Hopefully doesn't repeat because there's not going to be an update between the two.
Well, we'll talk. We'll figure out what exactly caused it and talk about it tomorrow during post-bots. So we'll try to nail down an answer for y'all. And
I'm trying to think what the transition would have been because it was like a mid-game thing. So obviously something like triggered it, and Eris wasn't doing anything different. So I don't know.
We'll have to do a little investigation. I'm sure Laddie or somebody already knows, but
it may have come from like the transition away as like the actual barracks was found, and then so he was supposed to stop the proxy. Like that almost seemed like maybe a trigger, but I don't know. Hard to say.
So a little bit some upsets kind of tonight. Well, it's an almost big upset with BenBot beating Eris. Everybody predicted Eris to win. Yeah, I'm getting told Laddie does know. So we'll discuss it tomorrow on PostBots. If you all are interested, you can check out the bot afterwards as well. If not, just come watch live tomorrow. It'll be fun in the Discord. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, the upset there at the top there. So BenBot does almost upset Eris, but then we have the break upset, which normalizes things, and Eris will continue on as everyone predicted. And then good matchup. MicroMachine, negativeZero. Yeah, I was kind of thinking MicroMachine could take it, especially since I think he was only slightly favored. He had a 58% win in that matchup. Just slightly over 50% win rate. So could have gone either way, for sure. Easy. I don't know. Especially game one, I wouldn't call easy. That definitely made you work for it. This was a 20-minute game as well. These were our longest games tonight. So
for sure. Yes, as we think we anticipated they would be.
Yeah.
So
good job, VeTerran, making Ketroc work a little bit for it. Can't make it too easy on him. But now Ketroc will move on. So we've got our upper bracket figured out as well for 2 weeks. So we're gonna have Eris versus negativeZero in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
And then DominionDog versus Ketroc. That is going to be another awesome TVT, man. Ketroc's he's got his money or his work cut out for him here. These bots are, I think, are going to give him a run for his money.
Yeah, early power could be good. I think both of them. It's the early game versus the late game thing. If negativeZero does well against Eris with like the whole adept stalker, like a bunch of unit early attacks, such that Eris isn't prepared yet to hold it, then that could be devastating. But if Eris, I think, can get set up, then that's probably a hold. But it'll be interesting. There's definitely a lot there, and I think the way that these are playing out just across the board are just not predictable.
It's getting so
not
hard.
Probably how anyone would write it.
Especially for me, my predictions have been the worst so far. So I really can't predict who's going to win these things. Which is fun. I'm loving this. This has been a great season so far. We're finally getting some nice ace matches, which I'm a big fan of. But that will do it for day four. Here on ProBots, we have our upper bracket figured out for a couple weeks. Next week, we will be diving back into that lower bracket, and we will have 4 more eliminations. 4 more bots going in the scrap pile next week. Sad to see them go. And we got some strong ones that could potentially go down next week. Sharpened Edge versus VeTerran. Either way you look at that, we're losing a strong bot tomorrow. Or next week, I mean. And Spud versus Zoe, that's going to be a lot of fun. Antibot versus MicroMachine, a little more TVT for you. And then Dovahkiin versus BenBot. This will all be next week. Hopefully you can all join us. Make sure you check out the forum, bookmark the page, hit the little bell icon, whatever you got to do to be here next week, same time, same place. Big shout out as well to our Crown Club. You guys are the best. I think we're at like 29 now or something. Did we get one more, or maybe still at 28?
Maybe
something like that. We're close to 30, close to 30 Crown Club members. So thank you all for your support. Awesome stuff. Hey, you get no ads in the content if you want. You get access to post bots.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we are joined by Raf RR and unusual authors of MicroMachine or post bots tomorrow. So that's going to be a fun one. We'll get to pick their brain a little bit, see what they're up to, see what they're doing with MicroMachine these days. Good time. All right. Well, we're just gonna stare at the bracket for a while, I guess.
A little bit.
I like the bracket. This is a good looking bracket.
It's a good bracket.
Do we have the upper bracket to look at? I want to look at that too before we wrap things up here. I know what it is in my head, but it's different to see. You got to see it.
You got to visualize.
Visualize.
Yeah.
Oh, man, stacked upper bracket right now.
Very true. Very true.
Very, very stacked. I am excited for that Eris -0. That's going to be fun. Little T. It's one of our last. Wait, do we have 1 or 2 Zergs left? Wait, do we still have?
We've got
Dovahkiin is Zerg, right?
Is Dovahkiin Zerg? Yeah, that sounds right.
So I think we got 2 Zergs left. 2 Zergs. It's nice. Yeah, poor Antibot. Wait, why poor Antibot? Oh, because Antibot has to face MicroMachine.
Yeah.
Oh, real stuff. Nah, this is going to be a great next few weeks here. We've got, again, 3 more weeks. So next week, lower bracket. Week after, coming back to the upper bracket. And then after that will be our final decider who our top bots for the grand finals will be. So we are already getting close to the end here. Make sure you, again, bookmark everything so you can join us. Or if you're checking out the VOD, thank you for doing that as well. We do appreciate it. Oh, yeah, make sure. Oh, I haven't hit the thumbs up button yet. Jeez Louise. Endersword, make sure you hit that thumbs up. I'm sure you did.
Of course.
You're good at it. You're good about it.
Always.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for hitting that thumbs up. It does get us a little visibility on YouTube. Where can you find PostBots live? That is a great question. If you're in the Crown Club, you can join live in the Discord. We have an audience chat room set up where you can come and even chat with us via text. You just type in the chat there, and you can come ask Endersword what his favorite football team is, or hockey team. What's on here? Eagles? Is that
this Eagles is football? Yeah.
You can tell I sports all the time.
Yes,
I love my sports. Sports are the best. But yeah, you can come hang out in the Discord, or if you're not able to do it live in the Discord, it's at the same time we do it tonight, so 7:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're not able to come watch live in the Discord, you can just watch the VOD afterwards. Again, that is just for the Crown Club members, though. Little exclusive content for you guys for being so supportive and just so awesome at keeping things alive here. Yeah, without you guys, this would not be as amazing as it is. So yeah, big shout out. Let's go ahead and run one more Crown Club member shout out before we wrap things up for the night and send you all on your way. Jency, my pick to win it all. Even though you didn't win it all, we are still very appreciative of you.
Very much.
He's Jency, one of our veteran bot authors. Huh?
Yeah, Jency will be back for sure.
Oh, I have no doubt. Yeah, Jency, one of our strong bots as well. Unfortunately, every now and then just has a bit of an unfortunate run in the first couple rounds or so, but definitely has the potential to get up into those late matches. Anyway, I digress. Jency's gone, unfortunately, this season, but we do have all our bots that are remaining. We'll be duking it out next week here on ESChamp at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys are all here. Again, thank you all for being part of the Crown Club. Thanks for being here tonight. Big shout out to the bot authors as well for making just such amazing bots here and just having such a great community. Really impressed with what you guys are working on over there. All right. And I guess we should thank our production in the background as well. Drek keeping us on track, and Laddie and Peter making sure things run smooth. So thank you. Send them all your thanks. Without them, this would not work. I wouldn't be able to do all this. I just show up and watch games.
Sorry.
That's it. All right, we're done, Endersword. You can go now.
All right.
I'll let you go off to your activities, and
Bye.
We'll let you all go as well. And we'll see you all next week, hopefully. Until then, have a good night. We'll see you next time.